Well, you guys. So first of all, you guys, it's Austin Holland back in the building again. I hope you guys are understanding your boy loves y'all because I was literally out of energy. I've been sitting on this couch for an hour, just depleted of energy. I went to the gym today and I did the little typewriter pull ups today. That shit literally took all the energy out of me in my life. So I was looking good, but by the time I got home, it was over with. So I'm drinking a Red Bull to wake back up because I am out of it. And yeah, this is a live stream we can hop on, guys. We've been talking about race. I've been talking about it the entire time, maybe for the past year and a half. I would bring it up here and there, but I started bringing it up more when I went to South America the second trip, and now I brought it up very, very, very seriously. Um, Whenever I started experiencing it in Brazil. I started getting serious about, okay, I get what people are saying now. And we've had some people come out and disagree with some shit that happened in my life. I don't know how people are going to tell me what I experienced. Some people think that I experienced racism because I'm not looking for a wife. I think that shit sounds absolutely ridiculous. Some people think that I'm experiencing racism. Can't be the way how I'm dressed. It can't be that. I don't know what it is, but I do know this, where places where it happens, it's gonna happen everywhere for the most part. Maybe not in Africa, but it's gonna happen everywhere. And if it does happen, I just leave. If it's happening too much to a point where it's starting to become a problem, I just leave. Like for example, here in Turkey, it's a lot of unnecessary looks and stuff that happens here in Turkey, and it's like, okay, yeah, well, I won't come back after this. After this trip is over, I won't come back. So that was one thing that I wanted to say. Now, I'm gonna before we break, we're gonna open the panel, and before I bring on some people, I want to talk about this. So we cannot say that race does not matter. Whenever, like I was saying yesterday, I just couldn't. You guys probably couldn't hear me with all the people trying to overtalk here in Turkey. I was trying to talk to a chick and she's open. This is like my first week here. She was open to talking to me and seeing me. I was inviting her out to go, get a drink or something. She responded with, "Oh, I, want to see you, but I don't want to go out with you. You can just come over to the house and come over to the house at this time of night so my neighbors don't see you." And if you're looking to smash, okay, that's great. I like to smash too. If I gotta jump through windows and damn near get shot by a shotgun, I mean, is the pussy worth it? Like I could that to me that sounds like I'm going back to high school. Come over here when my parents are at work. That's basically what you're going back to is jump through the window. Nobody needs to see you. So you already in a place where they probably don't like black people, right? And you gonna sneak into somebody's shit? Yeah, fucking right. I don't care how bad I want some pussy. If that is a barrier and that is the method to getting it, why the hell would I want to do that? You know what I mean? So, yeah, if you just want to smash and you're willing to, because it sounds like let's say her neighbors do catch you, it sounds like you might get fucking physically injured. So if you want to smash that bad, go to Turkey. Go to Turkey and do that, right? But I wouldn't. tell you if you're a guy, because we all know we like to critique people with, oh, are you looking for a wife? Please shut the hell up. But if you're looking for a wife, if I'm running into scenarios and local women are telling me stuff like that, I don't think I would tell you to come to Turkey as a black person to look for a wife. I don't think that's, if the women don't want to be seen with, if they barely can have sex with you, why the hell, what makes you think that you could find a wife in that place? Like I always say, you don't hear that, and like no Kenyan chick is gonna tell you, come, if she's telling you to come over so the neighbors don't see, she probably lives with her husband and he's on vacation. That's the only scenario I think that could happen in. No Kenyan chick is gonna tell you, like, oh, like, I can't be seen with you in public. Well, if you got a problem with me being black, you ain't got that much shit to pick from. We're in Kenya. So that's why I tell you guys there's certain places that you can go to. We're not going to make these crazy, ridiculous ass statements like you should be able to win wherever you go. Yes, you should be able to get something wherever you go. But to think that you will have the exact same fucking experience everywhere you go, it's literally fucking stupid and ridiculous to think. I mean, that is the dumb. If you tell me that you should have the exact same experience everywhere you go in the world, I will take away all your fucking credibility. I will never. If you told me the time, I wouldn't believe your ass after you said that. I wouldn't believe. I wouldn't even believe you if you told me your fucking last name after you say some goofy nonsense like that. Okay, we're not going to go to Pakistan and think we're gonna have the same experience dating women as in Brazil. I mean, that shit sounds ridiculous, does it? So when people say, "Oh, you should have the same experience or you should be winning everywhere you go," okay, I can tell you ain't been that many fucking places. Now, if I had only been to Brazil, yeah, I could see how I could think like, "Oh, I can go anywhere in the world." But then when you start going to different places throughout the world, you start seeing, oh, everywhere is not the same. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you that. Some countries are communist, some countries are capitalist. Some countries are Muslim, some are Christians, some, have freedom of religion. Like, where are we getting that everywhere is the same? I think that's quite ridiculous. So here's the thing. The next thing is whenever people say about the Arab world, they're like, and people are really stupid. I'm gonna tell you guys this: if I would be the worst president of the United States because I would be so harsh on crime and I would limit freedom of speech because a lot of y'all don't deserve it. But uh, in the Arab world, slavery was literally liberated like 60 years ago in most countries in this area. So if you think that any stigmas about black people was just unlearned in 60 years, you have no sense of social awareness and how the real world works. That's why I made the comparison that if you were living 60 years after slavery was liberated in the United States, which means it would be the 1920s, do you think that you would win trying to date white women in the United States in 1925 the same way you could in 2024? I think we can all fucking agree that it's easier to interracially date in 2025 or 2024. In 2020, and sorry, I keep getting my fucking numbers mixed. In 1925, like you would, if you try to date a white girl, you would literally probably be hanging from a fucking tree later on. I mean, we're not. I mean, come on, dude. We got to grow up and just realize you don't have to be right. You don't have to be right about everything. Okay. So a lot of this whole debate is people that just want to be right. Like when you guys think about it, all these people that are disagreeing with me just want to be right. And Shango, you keep bragging about the Middle East like it's just the fucking mecca for black people. Like it's just where we need to go. I don't want to have to give y'all another history lesson because I can always back up stuff I say with historical context. There's a reason Egyptians look the way how they do, and it has a lot to do with anti-blackness. So you think you're gonna win in Egypt the same way you would? Like, get the fuck out of here. So anyway, that does not mean that you guys can't win because your boy Austin pretty much has something going everywhere he goes. But jotting down my notes, I just know it's certain places that I wouldn't recommend that you go to. Like, and the amount of work you have, because there's some places as a black guy, if you go there, you can just throw a rock, or you literally will feel like you can't lose. Everywhere in the world is not like that, and the people that say it's like that, you shouldn't believe them if they tell you what year they were born in as well. You can't believe shit they say. Same for white guys. White guys can go to South America and they can win, obviously. But there's some places where, hey, they can win, but they might not win the way how they was there. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for them, most of the world they can win just about the same rate. They don't. They're not. There's not too many dead zones for them like it is for us. Now, somebody said it's about how you carry yourself. If you got some stupid shit to say, donate a super chat. Otherwise, I'm not reading it. I don't have time for the nonsense. So let's go ahead and open up a panel. We'll have a discussion for a little bit. Somebody said there's different beauty standards. Yeah, and black might not be the beauty standard. That's the fucking point. Yeah. It's definitely not how you change yourself. Because I'm pretty sure in 1920, you could walk through a sundown town with your best navy blue suit on and the proper English and the proper walk, and you probably still get hung from a tree. So it's not about how you carry yourself. Some places just don't fuck with you like that. Sir, you said you're from Yemen. You should have a victim mentality. You should have a victim mentality coming from there. What's going on? Long time
Can you
no
hear me,
see.
Austin?
Yes, sir.
Let me mute you. Okay, perfect. Why can't I hear myself? It's weird. Sorry.
Why you what?
No, I thought there was an echo. Yeah, long time no see. How's it going, man?
It's going well. It's going well. This is the last time I'm debating this, man. I've been catching heat for making these statements for about 2 months now. So I'm gonna give
Bro,
everybody a chance to tell me what they want. I don't know why. You know, I was on the phone and I made a comparison when people say that like race never matters.
oh my God.
Okay, let's. I want you to, as a black person, I want to tell my brother to go to the Ku Klux Klan and date his fucking daughter.
I mean,
Race matters then.
the thing is, I hear a lot of black people complain about racism, and then they say it doesn't exist overseas. But if you
Yeah.
want to like really experience racism, be a Middle Eastern guy or like a brown guy. then you will feel like real racism. Like I was battling the racist matrix on X over the weekend because one of my comments went viral. I was posting a comment on Myron from Fresh and Fit, something about
Uh,
Afghans. 'Cause I'm from Afghanistan, bro. Holy shit, man. There's real hate. There's real hate from people. And I'm telling
from
you
the
something about Germany because you know I live here in Germany, right? I'm telling you
uh,
this racism. So I'm 36 now. I'm old. But when I was even 18 years old, so you can go into the clubs in Germany when you're 16 years old. Okay?
yeah.
But you're only allowed in the 16 from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. If you're 18, you can stay longer the whole night. What happened to me even back then, that was 2006, 2005, when I was 18, they didn't let me into the clubs because it was like too many foreigners, too many Middle Eastern foreigners inside the club. We don't need more. We only let our regulars in. No chance. And that was like in all of Germany. Of
Wow.
course, there were some clubs that were okay with it, but most of the clubs you had no chance to come in as a Middle Eastern guy. And I had my German ID. Doesn't matter. So you want to talk about racism? There it is. And I was also talking to a pickup artist. I won't say his name. He's white. He's half Turkish and half American. He's white, okay? And I think
Okay.
he went to Serbia and he went for the small town strategy.
Uh-huh.
And he told me he had to face racism as well there because they don't want people from other countries. And I
Yeah.
think it was Serbia.
Yeah, when you start going to the small towns, you'll see it even more than the bigger towns. Just like in the States. Like if you're in Dallas, you may see it, but the minute you start going to the suburb, well, not the suburbs, the small towns like Waco and even smaller outside of Dallas, yeah, it's definitely you can feel it. You can start to feel it in the way it feels completely different.
Yeah, and here's another thing. Let's say a black guy comes to Germany, for example. It's not like they hate you because you're black or like they just want to keep it in their culture, you know? Let's say you want to date one of their daughters, right? The father might say no. It's like the same with us Middle Easterns. Let's say someone wants to date my sister, but you're not like Middle Eastern yourself, you're not Muslim. Doesn't work like it. Doesn't mean that we hate you because you're black or because you're yellow, purple, or whatever. Right? It's about keeping things in the same culture. You have to understand it as well.
I can say from personal experience when even as a black person, and this is where white people could experience it. Like as a black person, it's not uncommon for a black mother to tell you, "Don't bring a white girl home."
Same, yeah, exactly.
And a lot of black people say their parents tell them stuff like that. So that is a scenario where, like a black woman wants to date a white guy or vice versa, right? But she's like, I don't know what my family's gonna think about you. To this day, people still say, well, like you could smash them. You could smash a
Yeah.
Klansman. You could smash Klanswoman, I guess. You can smash one of them, but when it comes to long term dating, you could start to run into some issues. But we're gonna have a debate. Let's see what Kevin has to say. Go ahead.
I'm just listening to you guys. I'm just happy to be here. Thanks again for having me. Look, you guys are making some really good point, especially you, Mr. Sophie. Um, that's Mo Sophie. Yes,
Yes,
sorry,
sir.
I misread that.
All good.
Uh,
All good.
I will say this. I think racism definitely exists. Definitely, I'm not going to debate that it exists. Dude, when I was in Japan, I saw there were two black people sitting in front of me as I was taking the train from Tokyo to Osaka, and I had my headphones in. I wasn't really listening to what was going on, but the conductor really came in and gave the and was basically giving them a really hard time. He was giving them a really hard time. So yeah, I've seen racism. We all know it exists. Now the question is, when it comes to game, that's the angle I'm looking at it from, right? At the end of the day, yes, you could smash the Klansman's daughter. Yes, you could do it. I'm sure. Hearing her dad's racist rants, she's curious, right? And the problem is, you can't really go at it. You can't really go at it from a victim mentality. That's where I deviate because, look, yes, I'm white. Let's get the elephant out of the room. But I'm also 5'5", 5'6" ish. I'm short.
I'm
I'm a
5'3", bro. I wish I could be 5'6". I'm 5'3".
Oh damn! Still, like there's so many people that have it worse than you. You can't go in thinking, oh, I'm playing at a disadvantage, because there's always going to be someone that has it better than you. There's always going to be someone that has it better than you. So
Well,
thinking about all the disadvantages you have is only going to put you at a disadvantage.
well, what I'm doing is I'm acknowledging, but like I said before, you can smash, but whenever it comes to long term things, like for example, there's a chick in Sao Paulo I've been talking to since I was last there, and whenever I showed a picture of her to my mother, the first thing she said was, "Did she say anything because I'm white?" You know, and that's where I'm saying it happens on both sides. Where when you're doing interracial, when it comes to long term dating, the family can become an issue where you have some chicks, like for example, if you date a Muslim chick, her family will probably get rid of her. If she decides to go outside, they'll disown her. And just are you gonna find a chick that's really thinking that you're worth getting disowned by the people she's known her whole life? Those are the type of issues. But yeah, you could smash anything.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not always like the racism thing. It's also like that people want to stick to their own culture, when it comes to marriage and long-term relationships.
Well, I'll tell you guys
You
this
have these
much.
issues in conservative cultures mostly.
There's also a good point, Mo. I will say this. I remember one of the last girls I went on a date with before I fully committed to, okay, I'm going to be a passport bro now. She was this really hot brunette that I met on Hinge, I believe. We went on a date to the local watering hole, right? It was like this local pub that I love going to back in Brooklyn called Wheelers. And we go there, we're hanging out. And I felt like a really good vibe from this chick, right? Just like my total type. She was Russian, unfortunately, like me. But like she had like the body of a Latina. So she had like really like gorgeous, long curly brown hair, rather black hair, huge tits, fat ass, amazing. Problem was, after about maybe 20 minutes of her being nice, the ghetto-ness in her, the trashiness in her started slipping out, because you could only fake it for so long. And then from there, I ended up pulling her back to my place, closing, but the sex was trash. And then afterwards, I realized, okay, I definitely want to be a passport bro. Anyway, why am I saying this? Because for a split second, for the 20 minutes where I was talking to her and she seemed rather normal until the ghetto-ness inside her started slipping out. We all have cultural similarities with people. That's what I'm trying to say. And we all want to stick to our own kind in most aspects, right? So for me, I find myself easily relatable to a lot of Russian and Jewish girls, simply because we grew up with a lot of the same customs. So you want to seek that out and continue to replicate it. It's just human nature to want to do that, and for people to pair off with people that they relate to and have a bunch of similarities with.
Austin, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So with my looks, let's take South America, for example. Where would I face racism there? What do you think?
I'm a firm believer that I think only black people face racism in South America. Only black.
Okay.
I don't, because there's an Arab guy. He looks I think he's actually from Saudi, but he looks a little different than you. But he looks like a Saudi, right?
Okay.
And he went to Buenos Aires, and he's trying to tell me. And I keep in mind, I didn't have any really racist experience in Buenos Aires. But the shit he was saying, he had me fucked up. He's like, oh, well, it's not racist down here. And I'm like, okay, look at you and look at me. And look at Argentina. Argentina's white. Are they going to discriminate you or me? It's not you.
So you're darker skin than me. Yeah. So
he looked like a regular Latino. He was Saudi, but he could pass for Latino. Like, they wouldn't know unless if he said so. And I'm like, what are you? How are you going to tell me? But again, I didn't have those experiences, but I'm not going to make it seem like it's not there. Because this is the same.
In Germany, for example, they're white.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say now we compare me and you. They would welcome you more than me. So
Why do you think that is?
Western Europe, it's more like against the Middle Eastern guys, the brown guys, right? They're more welcoming towards the black guys. I don't know how it's in Scandinavia.
Are you referring to women or people in general?
People in general.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you have to see it like this. Some places are overrun by certain types of foreigners, some are not, right? So here in Western Europe, you have the issues with the Middle Eastern guys, with the immigrants, okay? But those are not the black guys. So that means... Sorry?
Let me read these super chats. Sorry. I think it's natural for a race to date and marry within their own race, correct? She says, men of other races cannot compare the racism black people face globally. Asian and Arab men are preferred over black in Africa.
Never. I don't believe that. Never. Oh my God. We can discuss that.
I don't believe that either. I don't believe that last sentence. I think because if that was the case, like, there would be way more mixed people in Africa, right? I'm telling you, I've been to 7 countries in Africa, and sub-Saharan Africa is black. It's not. I always love to make the reference to South America. South America is, they prefer white. So what? It looks very mixed down there. There's a lot of light-skinned people. I think light-skinned people make up the majority of South America. So when they say that they prefer white, it shows. In Africa, it doesn't show.
I mean, there's real hate out there against Arabs and Muslim people. We can't compare to the black people. No chance.
We need a strong disagreeer, though. We need a strong disagreeer, because yesterday we had a heated debate. I'm not gonna lie, that debate was fucking annoying.
I didn't see that.
What I will say, if I can, throw in a little zest here. At the end of the day, talking about this is not going to get us laid. I'll happily have this conversation. I love having the conversation. I love being on anytime I can be on a live with you guys, specifically Austin. Mo, you seem like a good dude. It's always a treat. But what I will say is the goal when you're traveling is to get laid. Sitting and talking about the disadvantages, either deal with the disadvantages or go somewhere else. That's it. Every place has its disadvantages. Even Argentina, like I went to the mall, for example. I wanted to buy a hoodie. I couldn't find a hoodie for less than $60. So every place has its disadvantages. You're gonna have places you're gonna have things that you like about a place. You're gonna have things that you don't like about a place. And at the end of the day, you have to make the choice. Okay, what bullshit do I want to deal with? Anywhere is better than the States, more or less.
But somebody in the comments, I'm tired of you guys. Tribalism is not racism. That's what the hell we're talking about.
I said it like before, right? I said it's not always racism when people want to keep it within their culture. It doesn't mean they hate you, but there's racism out there, and I'm facing it a lot. But let me give you a strategy, because we will talk. I didn't want to interrupt you, Austin. Sorry.
No, well, to respond to Kevin when he said it's not going to get us laid. I would agree, especially if you are, and I was telling you this on the phone earlier, especially some people are so hung up on it that they actually can't see the few that are actually interested in them. Like, if you're in a place that, let's say they don't prefer black guys, they don't like black guys, like this place I'm at right now, right? If you do a boost on Tinder, the ones that do prefer, or not prefer, but that are open to dating you, will like. You have to use process of elimination in scenarios like this. Now, I'm not doing that. I would just leave this I would just leave, I'll be here for my time being, and I'll leave, and I'll go somewhere where I don't feel I have to do that. But I mean, the point of me getting online and saying this stuff is to inform people on what it's like.
Yeah, but people don't like to hear the truth. That's the problem. You always trigger something in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always give people the solution, right? So
people are always just looking for something to be angry about. That's the other thing too. You always want that rage. You always
trigger their worldview, their limiting beliefs.
Well, it's I'm for the American, right? But I'm black, so black people are going to be more. They can take my words more literal for what I'm saying. But I always provide a solution. Nobody just ever hears the solution. I say, it might not be that good in Turkey, but you can go to Cali, Colombia. You can go anywhere in Africa. They don't hear that part. And I say that every fucking video. They don't hear that part. I name off like 15 cities around the world that I felt like there was no issues. But they don't hear that part.
They don't get triggered by those positive words, you know. You just pay attention to what they want to pay attention. But yeah, talking about a strategy. I mean, Kevin was right. If you don't like it, you just have to move.
Dude, that's the reason why I left Eastern Europe. I started out in Asia. After Asia, I was supposed to go to Europe for a month, and I was going to go back to Asia, but ended up I was thinking about staying in Europe actually. So I got a sublet on my apartment in Bangkok, and I was going to go to Romania. But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? It's going to be more of the same shit that I was dealing with in Poland, which was, funny enough, my first date was the only clothes that I had in Poland in the 2 weeks I was there. And I would go on a lot of first dates where some of the girls wouldn't even hold my hand. Like, that's how conservative they were. And look, I don't need a chick to blow me on the first date, but at least hold my hand, at least be somewhat feminine. Like, there have been some dates that I've been on here, and rather they are feminine, I misspoke, but at least be somewhat affectionate. Like, don't be so closed off. Like, there were some dates here where I just made out with a girl. Maybe we fooled around a bit, but we never hooked up, and that's fine. I don't need every girl to let me raw dog her on the first date, but more or less, I want it to be somewhat easy to hook up with someone on the first date. I want that to be a thing where more times than not, you will hook up on the first date. That's something that I like. So I chose to leave Eastern Europe, and I'm very happy here in South America, and I think I found my place.
Where you at right now?
I'm in Buenos Aires. Have you been?
No, but I plan to go next year to Colombia, hopefully. But I want to give a strategy for everyone.
Okay.
So you have to think about yourself, like which race you're from, your height, your income, your age, all that comes into play. Okay, so for me, example, again, like I'm 5'3", I'm Arab, not Arab, but I'm Middle Eastern. Okay. So let's say Scandinavia wouldn't be an option for me because people are tall on average, right? Then there's other countries.
When it comes to shit like height, hey, it's Hype. What's up? When it comes to other countries, like personally for me, I don't mind the height issue that much. Like it would make me a bit uncomfortable, but if I had to go
there's
to
an abundance issue then, you know, if I'm in Scandinavia, I don't have the abundance. I wouldn't have the abundance if I'm in Scandinavia. I had the abundance in the Philippines because people are super short there. You know, so you have to think like, where can I create the best options for myself?
With taller girls. I've been on dates with taller girls.
Me too.
The only issue, that's why God invented pillows. You just bend them over the pillows and that's it, and have fun. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's not really an issue. I don't care. Height is only an issue if you make it an issue. If you prefer shorter girls, that's fine. Don't go to Scandinavia. I'm just saying, don't use your height as a
I would love to, but yeah. Austin, you have been to Poland as well, right? I'm curious about Poland. What do you think about Poland? Like, would I have a good chance there?
The way you phrased that question, you already fucked up. That is the worst way to frame anything. You should always assume that you're gonna have success. Always assume that you're gonna have success. Like, dude, even
I like
Austin,
the mindset, but you have to be a bit realistic.
He's still getting action in Turkey.
I would agree with Kevin. Because the way I would agree with you, Kevin, because the way how I think about it is, there's always somebody that's open to me wherever I go. Now, I guess a better question he could ask is maybe, how much action did you get? Well, we're not the same race, so we can't say that. But
yeah,
you know, what was it like? So when I have black friends that have been to a country I haven't been to, like, what was it like? What was it like? I know I can get pussy wherever I want. You know,
you're a tall black guy, Austin, you're good looking, you're young. Of course you can.
yeah, I can. So to back up what Kevin was saying about the height thing. Now, I will agree, height is a disadvantage, but the reality is you can't control it, so you have to maximize everything else.
That's why I'm thinking about going to South America or Philippines, but I want to explore something else. Like South America, I've never been there, you know?
Mo, listen, I would say go to South America simply because this is a level of femininity and feminine energy that I have never experienced in my life. This is honestly, I really regret going to Asia. That is the honest truth.
Yeah, I'm working on my online business to get it going, and then hopefully I'm gone forever.
When you're dealing, it's just number one, it's the energy. Number two, like I'll tell you a story. I was on a date. I was hooking up with this Brazilian chick. We're lying down in my bed right over there, and I'm talking about how I don't like living in America. I don't like dating in America. And she's like listening all ears. And then about halfway through my little spiel, she like moves me a little closer. She's like, "Oh, come here. I don't want you falling off the bed. You're a little too far to the right." I have been with over 100 women in America. I have never had a situation like that. Never. So it's little things like that, but those little things make all the difference in the world. Does that make sense?
I like the mindset for sure, but
it does. James, go ahead. What is your
Italian men
opinion?
are notorious.
I know what
Italian.
I know what you. I know what you believe. I know what you. Well, most people know what you believe, but reiterate: does race actually matter, and why?
Yeah, race does matter.
It's a final debate.
It's not 100% across the board that race matters, but it does play a factor. And one of the things I said the other day is a lot of these daughters are raised to see black men as like, disgusting, dirty, filthy. Our black comes off. I mean, the stuff that they put in their heads, that's going to scar. This is called scarring your kid. It scars your kids for life.
Also a lot of shit. Also a lot of shit about my skin color as well, Same.
Yeah, I mean, it's of course it's going to play a role. Let me break something down for y'all. No product in human history has ever been uplifted and glorified as much as the white man's face. And no product in history has ever been crapped on and decimated as much as the black man's face. These things are real. It's just a reality. So now, are all women affected by this? Obviously not, because, we would all be just like, of course it is. It's just the way it is. No, it wouldn't be a conversation if political sports. It's not across the board. Not in the United States, not anywhere. However, in some countries, you walk down the street and you stop a girl to talk to her and say, "How you doing?" You're gonna get a rude awakening.
It's that way everywhere, dude. It's that way everywhere.
Well, it is that way everywhere. No, what I'm saying is, in some countries, it's more likely that it's gonna happen. And there's other countries where it's almost like you'd be surprised that it happened. Like you go through the country and you've been there for a while. When it happens, you're like, "Oh, I'm surprised. I can't believe it happened." There are some cities in the United States where it's the norm for a black man to just, talk to a white woman and just like get her number. And if she's rejected, that, it's so common that the brother would be like, he's not going to say it's because I'm black. He'd just be saying, you need to step your game up. And there's cities like that. And plus, like some people don't realize it, but in Louisiana, like the most, you would think like it's the most racist Klan rally all over the place. But there are a lot of white women dating black dudes, especially you get to the college campuses. However, in many cases, in many parts of the globe, race is going to matter. And it's not just for black men. There are places in this world where a white guy comes up and they're going to be disgusted by it because they really see you as like colonizer, rapist, the whole 9 yards. They're entrenched with it because that when they learned about the history, it affected them. You know what I'm saying? They really see it as that way. Like if you go around like the Native Americans, tribal lands, you go and you just like look at this white guy coming over trying to get one of our women, and the women are going to be disgusted by you. A lot of people don't know that, but you go a white guy just going on the native lands, if you're able to get on there and try to talk to the local women there, you might get spit in your face.
That's what a pickup artist guy told me. He's white, and he went to Serbia, I think, to a smaller city, and it happened to him. Like he had to face racism as a white guy in Serbia, and they're white themselves.
Japan too. Have you been to Japan, Kevin?
Yeah, I have. I was actually making a point about that earlier. That's where I started my past.
I came in a little late. Austin just sent me. I didn't know.
Yeah. So I'll happily. Japanese people even they're more racist towards black people than white people, but they're still kind of like you feel like you're a guest in the country. Like you do not feel at home there. But yeah, I remember I was taking the train from Tokyo to Osaka, And I remember I had my headphones in. I wasn't really listening to what's going on. I was just observing. But there were two black guys in front of me. And the conductor came in and was giving them a bit of a hard time, like really harassing them extra, asking to see their tickets, all that shit. Like he was really giving them a hard time than he was doing with the Asian passengers and the white passengers. It was like
Yeah.
little things like that that I saw. I think that was the only thing I saw, but I know it exists. I know. So my cousin told me this, that in Japan, for example, white people are not allowed in the 304 houses.
Yeah, there's actually some nightclubs that you go in
Yeah.
and they'll harass you as a white guy and they'll probably leave us alone. Black men in Japan don't have a track record of being like, bad people. We don't have a track record. The racism that comes towards us is entrenched into their brains from childhood growing up. And just look, shaking your kid's head. Black people are bad. They're bad. They're bad. They're bad all their lives. And then you meet a black guy, you're like, oh, well, I guess he's bad. But white people, there's actual history. Hiroshima bomb, whole night. There's events that happen. With us, it's just they was just told you have to hate black people because they're black, and there you go. However, I don't know if have you ever been to China?
No, I have not. But I
No,
heard
you're not going to get any of that in China.
I heard stories about China. I hear it's just like absolute degeneracy, and if you're white, you'll clean up there, basically.
Yeah, there is no hatred for you, but the hatred toward me is off the wall. Just like I said, certain places are different. And South Korea as well. South Korea, you walk around as a black guy, as a white guy, they're gonna be like, black guy, go away, you monkey motherfucker.
Inez Simmons says, my thing is races don't like the same women, and because of this fact, it nullifies the race debate. Races don't like the same women. Oh, I think he's talking about like when he says that white guys don't go for the same women. I would never agree. Now, if you're talking about in Asia, yeah. But no, and in Latin America, trust me, they're going after the ones you want to. She says black people have no power. That's why black people look down globally. Even Arabs look down on black people more. No, they look down on black people because they enslaved them.
Well, that's 100% right. The other thing too is, you guys, there's another factor that plays into why you would go to India and you would see someone bleaching their faces and then look into their sister who's the same complexion as they were before they bleached their face and say, I don't want to hang around that black person. She's too dark. It's because they want to be white. Very, very, very bad. The guy Fresh and Fit just got caught on live saying that he wished he was white. Yes, it's just a fact. He did it.
Really?
Okay, the guy wishes he was white. I think he would be happier as a white guy. Yeah, Austin, he really did it.
Dude, look, even as a white,
he called himself white. Go ahead,
even
Seven.
Like,
yeah, he
a white guy, like, dude, like you still have problems, bro. Like I dealt with my own share.
I know.
As a white dude, like everyone's got. There's no your skin changing your skin color would not solve any of your problems. Like even if you were born a different race, and a different skin color, you would still have the same problems. Even dude, like I saw some of the things in the chat, right? Like, oh, white guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Look, there are guys that are taller than me. There are guys that are more ripped than me. There are guys with more masculine voices than I have. There are always issues. The problem is,
Kevin,
what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it?
Kevin, how old are you again?
I'm 28.
You're 28. Okay. Do you understand the social dynamics in the United States in terms of race?
Of course I do.
Have you really backed up and looked at it and understand why someone would actually think that their lives would be better if they were white? Do you understand why someone would think that?
I understand that. I understand that.
Give me an example of how you understand it, how you see it.
So I think you look at what happened in 2020 with the George Floyd situation, maybe. My opinion on that, look, I have a very different opinion. It's somewhat controversial, but
well, I didn't want to talk about the George Floyd case. I'm talking about the social dynamics. Why someone think that they would be happier as a white person. That's an extreme case. That George Floyd thing is not really it. That's part of it, but
Okay. Why don't you explain it to me? Because maybe I
sure,
don't.
no problem. What if you felt like everywhere you go, every face you look at looks like you, like they want to kill you. They hate the way you look. They think see you as a dog. They don't want you to be there. Most of the people you try to make friends with have the hidden agenda. You know they have a hidden agenda. Everyone's always trying to get you fired every time you try to get a job. Everyone's always trying to stop you from achieving your goal. No one's trying to help you. Everyone's trying to put you back. No one can't, they can be friends with you, but you're still different because you're black. So you can't be, you can never be part of the gang. You can never be part of society completely. There's always a setback. And no matter what, you always gonna feel like you only have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, no matter how well you do it, no matter what. Do you understand that?
I understand that, James, and I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, I didn't say I felt that way, Kevin. I'm talking about scenario wise.
I understand that. Again, I just don't agree with that because thoughts
No,
like that.
Kevin, listen, Kevin, I said, what if you, did you understand that part?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
What if that's what it was like? Do you understand how that would feel?
I understand. I mean, I get that, of course.
Do you? I think you missed me. Okay, so that's what, all right. So I'm trying to give you an idea of what it was like for some people who grow up in certain neighborhoods. Because see, when you move out of what they call black neighborhood, the hood or whatever, you're most likely going to live in more nicer neighborhoods because white people got better shit. Obviously, we all know why. Redlining, terrorism, not giving us jobs, not giving us loans, not letting us buy a house, a whole 9 yards. We all know why, right? So you got better shit. So when you move up and you move to a better neighborhood, you're going to be around white people. And you're going to move into a neighborhood and they're all probably going to hate you because you're black. That makes you feel a certain way. But if you're dealing with that all your life, you're going to feel it's going to be hard for you. It's kind of like that concept of no matter where I am, I still feel like I'm in my bedroom with the lights off. I could be in the Bahamas. I still feel like I'm in my bedroom with the lights off because I can't escape feeling this way because it's all coming at me from all around. Everywhere you go, there's ugly eyes looking at you. Hate nowhere. You can't go somewhere and just say, no, I'm not worried about it because it's still around you while you sleep, while you wake up all the time, 24/7, every day around the clock, all your life until you die.
James, would you say this is the average black person you think feels like this, or who?
Absolutely no, absolutely not. This in no way, shape, fashion, or form is this the average black person. I don't feel that way, but I felt that way at times, especially when I went into the Navy. The first time I got into the Navy, there was racist people all over the place, even black people, colorists, racists, you name it. It was packed with all of them. I was getting into fistfights all the time. I got to a point that I was just hoping for an opportunity for someone to say something slight that seems like they're racist, so I could punch you in the face. I don't know how I made it through the Navy, but that's what it was like. I felt the stress all around me all the time until I realized that I start not caring about it.
Thank you for your service. I appreciate that.
But it's hard. It's hard for you to see it from that perspective because you're a white dude. But I'm trying my best to paint the picture as much as I can for you to actually see it because it's hard. The only way for you to see it is I think it was one guy. They did some makeup and stuff like that, and they made him look like he was black, and he walked around town to see what it was like, and he couldn't believe what he was experiencing. It's the slightness. That's what it was like. It was just a slightness, the slight nudges, and he noticed it because he was never experienced any of that before. You know what I'm saying? So when you just constantly saying, okay, yeah, but you can go out and talk to girl, whatever, go out in town and enjoy your life, everything accept you, it's all good. But as soon as you go out as a black person, you're probably not going to notice it at first until they hit you in the face. But people are going to treat you a certain way. That's just the way it is.
If I could say something, James, right? James? Okay. For me, as a white man, I understand what black men or even Mo what they go through. You understand, but you don't understand what you're saying. Basically, I understand what you're saying, but you don't really understand until you're in, I guess you could say, in their shoes. Like my kids are, my ex was black, and my kids are mixed. So I understand when they talk to me about it, but I don't really get it because I am not in their shoes. You know, especially all depending. Like my son got in an accident, and guy came out and started calling him N words. And I was like, what? I just don't. I mean, you go, why? Why would he do that? That's how most white men. Why would you do that? Why would they do that? But you understand why they did that because understand because you're in those shoes. You understand what position he was in.
Yeah. I mean,
so that's just my opinion on it, though.
Well, no, when the kind of racist white folks that scream out the N word and stuff like that, those aren't the ones you'd be afraid of. I actually like it. I get happy when I come across those guys because I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, or I'm just gonna have fun with you, just keep poking and picking you apart and making you just go literally lose your mind until you jump out the window or something. That's what I like what I would do to you. If you keep coming at it, eventually I'm gonna make you hate yourself.
Or so you're saying you should be afraid of people who are quiet, who don't say anything.
No, you're afraid of people who have access, like a cop.
Okay.
Or a doctor or a nurse. And they already talked about that racist doctors letting people die. I mean, that's the problem. People who Trump.
That's a violation against the oath of Hippocrates. I think that's what it's called because as a doctor you have to.
I mean, it's a.
I know, but it's
violation, but that has nothing to do with it.
I know. Maybe, I understand, but that's why you become a doctor, is to save lives. That just goes against being a doctor.
Actually, no. People don't really everyone who's become a doctor don't become a doctor because they want to save lives. A lot of people become doctors just because they want to be doctors.
Hey, James, let me
you'd be surprised, Kevin.
Let's fucked up.
Get back on topic. Let's get back on topic here real quick after the super chat. James described the black experience perfectly. Kevin will never understand James, and it's not his fault. I would agree. Just like I could never understand what it's like to be white, but I don't think I don't know if that experience James described is the typical black experience.
It's not. No, I went extreme to hope to try to get him to see it. Because I did this with a few people in my life, quite a bit actually.
I mean, I got a question though. I mean, and we've all.
Wow. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wait.
That's okay. I mean, we all experienced it. Like I'm in the film. Sorry, Austin. Go ahead. I apologize, man. I mean, we all experienced it. When you go to.
I want to stay on topic because we're referring to. Yeah. I think it's a delay.
Yeah,
it is a delay.
That's why I didn't realize
we got off topic.
Okay, so I'm saying, is there like a? So we were referring to like your options and your dating experience. Does race really matter? Like, do white guys really have, basically continuing the conversation that we had yesterday that ended up in an endless loop of marriage and whatever that other shit was.
I look at it as like if you're shopping in a Walmart in America and you're in a predominantly Hispanic area, how does Walmart market that, right? So they market predominantly to the Hispanic culture. I treat that as a country. Why would I go to a country that predominantly doesn't benefit me because I have a better success in another country? Like, for example, the Philippines or Thailand.
Basically, right?
Yeah. You want to market. Like Mo was saying, I think somebody was saying something similar to that. You want to market yourself where you have the highest chance of success.
Yeah.
You can go to a country. Why would let's say, for example, why would I go to, I can live in Tokyo, but why would I have success in there? Probably not as much as somebody who is Asian or black, in my opinion.
Right.
I think some guys have success, but if you speak, like I said yesterday, if you speak the language, you have somewhat of a leg up in the situation as far as dating wise. Because if you're on Instagram and you post a story and you post and you're in Tokyo, Japan, and you post in English, they probably have nothing to do with you. But if you post it in Japanese, they probably will comment on it, for example. because they see you as somebody that understands their culture and etc.
I want to give a solution to all that,
Yeah.
that problem with the race, and also like with the early upbringing, the programming that James was talking about. I mean, I had to face the same issues, obviously, with my skin color and my race. What you can do is just acknowledge it, that it's there. It's the world. It's a part of the world. And I'm also like, again, I'm 5'3". I can't change anything about it. And I also like what Kevin said to me, like, if you make a big deal out of it, right, then you will have the issues. To some degree, you have to ignore your handicaps, and you have to be delusional confidence to some point. And you have to also get rid on and heal of that early programming or that trauma or the negative experiences that you had to face in the past. And even if it's out there still, you have to face it. You just have to develop a thicker skin. I mean, I'm talking just from my experiences, because I still had all the issues, right, with the height in the race, or whatever. But I understand. Okay, it's whatever. That the life is unfair. The world is what it is. Some people have it worse. Some have it better. Right? It is
True.
what it is.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I
But
have to develop,
I think everybody,
confidence.
Eventually, if you're in another country, and like say Thailand or Philippines, you're gonna get skin taxed, if you know what I mean. You can go to like a market and buy fruits and vegetables or even seafood and get overcharged for it, just because it doesn't matter if you're black or white or anything, or or Asian, not Asian, but Middle Eastern. Doesn't matter. You're gonna get higher prices. But if you go in there as a Filipino or a Thai person, if you're going into a market, you're not gonna get charged like that. So
Facts.
I mean,
that's just facts. I don't know if that's considered.
Well, no,
dollar difference.
Where you're marketed better. I mean, people have. That's why they say you have to do the research. And just
Yeah.
like I say, when you see someone's traveling the world, like Austin, me and Austin, and you see him have success in a country that you've been interested in, it turns out it's right. The country is very favorable to you, but you need to pay attention to something else. Mo Safi is very different than me. He's shorter. His hair is different. We're kind of the same complexion, but he looks different than me. So that may not mean that if I go there, I'm going to have success too.
yeah,
Okay?
very different. Yeah.
Now, Roy and Kevin they fall under the same racial category, but they don't look like brothers. I mean, they probably could be, but
No.
you know what I'm saying? Just because Roy got game over there, that doesn't mean you.
Well,
You
that
gotta
also
make sure
depends
he's
on.
moving like you.
That also
too.
depends on age too, as well. If you go to a country and you're older, and it's like me, let's say I'm 49, right? Kevin's what, 20 something, 28, 49. If he goes to he's been in Bangkok before, as I've been in Bangkok. He's going to have a different experience than me, just based on how young he looks, his financial status, and etc. All depends on that. But that's based on two white guys being in the same country, for example.
Right.
I'm saying I agree with you. Everybody's experiences are different, but also too, like say if Austin goes to another country, if he has a bad experience, it doesn't mean you, James, are going to have the same experience that he had. For example.
Right.
It also depends on how that experience was, though. It depends on what type of bad experience there was.
Correct.
Yeah. And plus, you never know what he did. You never know what he did.
Getting rejected doesn't mean it was a racial thing.
No.
But there's certain, like, that's why I always make the comparison to, I'm with I noticed that, the chicks, I was with my white friends and they kind of ignored me and my Asian friend went for the white guys. Maybe they just like white guys. The same way if I was in a room full of Asian chicks and if a South African walks in, you better believe the Asians are now invisible. That doesn't mean I'm racist. But when you go to the restaurant and now your white friends get their drinks and then she forgets yours and then she can't smile at you and then your food is fucked up and you're like, oh, I'm putting this shit together now. I think this is what's going on. So when I bring up these things, it's not after one scenario like, oh, like this girl picked my white friend over me. It's the end of the world. They don't like black guys. Like, I would never do that. This means this shit happened time and time and time again before I said something.
I feel that's in every country. Every girl has a different guy they prefer. You can go to one country and they prefer tall guys, black men, and it'd be a tall white guy, and they just don't have that interest in them.
German women like tall men.
Yeah, I'm here from Germany, James. That's true. Like,
Yeah,
they like
yeah,
all
they're not
black
really
guys.
they're not really into they're not really into short guys. It's not really. That's right. You most of you did that interview with International Passport about Germany, right?
No, I did it with Austin. I talked about Germany with Austin. He has a video about
Oh,
it.
I could have swore you did it with National Passport. What country? What part of Germany did you go to?
I live here close to Frankfurt.
You were in Frankfurt, right?
Yeah, just outside.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're in Frankfurt right now.
No, I'm outside of
No,
Frankfurt. I
okay.
live outside of Frankfurt.
What was your what was your experience in Frankfurt? And did you feel that race played a role? I mean I was there too.
It does, but again, like I feel it more against the Middle Eastern. It
Now
was
those are
different.
facts. You're right, and I was told this by a German girl and a German guy that they have a hate on for Middle Eastern men,
Yeah,
and I think it ranges from it was these guys during New Year's Eve in Germany. I think it was in
it
Berlin.
was even before, even like
Yeah, it was
2006.
even before then that there was some. They did some pretty bad stuff, and it really scarred their name. And it doesn't take much, and it wasn't just one time; it was a few.
Yeah, they bring in the worst and then portray them the
Right,
worst. There's like demonic stuff going on.
Yeah, I thought
Right.
Europe.
yeah,
I thought Europe as a whole was dealing with more of an immigrant crisis anyway.
Yeah, but especially
Yeah,
Because a lot of
Germany.
those, a lot of
Yeah.
those countries, it might not be a majority, but they'll have a segment of ultra conservative whites in that country, and they could use any immigrant as a scapegoat.
yeah.
And just because they're mad at a politician for letting immigrants in or yada yada, so they'll use any random immigrant as a scapegoat. Because I've seen it even in America after 9/11, a bunch of just random, it's almost kind of like Trumpers. They would just bullying random Middle Eastern kids, random Indian kids in high school. It's just weird. It was just
I'm gonna stop you. So are you saying
It was-
Trump supporters are?
no, I'm saying it reminds me of that. I'm not saying it's a majority of people. It could be 1% or whatever. Those weirdo white people in certain European countries that are neoconservative or ultra conservative. I'm not even saying they're a majority or a sizable. I'm just saying for them to use their disagreements with their politicians against random immigrants. Like when they say, "Oh, immigrants are causing all the crime," yada yada. Immigrants are causing all the crime.
Bullshit,
Of
yeah.
course,
Pooky, are you talking about?
in those environments? They're going to deal with that as opposed to a black dude in that specific environment. Whereas Austin is talking about other countries, where in those countries, if those people don't have like a recent 10 to 20 year history of propaganda against a specific type of immigrants in their country, they're going to have a different relationship with, like, for instance, Mo. Friends that I know that are like resemble Mo, that are like from Bangladesh or India, live in a very diverse city with a bunch of other Middle Eastern brown people and other people that are used to seeing that. They don't have the same experience as our other friends that may have like just got to America, and like their experience isn't in that diverse environment. So what Mo Sophie is saying, I know he's not like being a victim or exaggerating, because he's going off of the environment that he's relative to. So like when he said in Germany or wherever some black guys do well, if that specific area doesn't have a negative relationship with black people, whether it's through propaganda or whatever immigrant crisis is going on in that particular country, like for instance, if niggas go to UK and they're an immigrant, but you're ethnically ambiguous or something, and you go to the UK and someone doesn't recognize that you're a certain type of ethnicity, you might not receive the same animosity as someone that's clearly dark brown skin from Pakistan or something. So when Mo said it, so acknowledging that, I don't think that's why the black dudes that are even arguing with Austin, I don't even see what the debate is about. I think by prolonging the point, we can't move on to other discussions because they're trying to debate Austin on the obvious. Like me, you if you watch my channel, I never talk about, like, I'll talk about racism shit from because I study politics and sure I used to, but my personal experience, I went to the most diverse college in America in 2006 to 2009. And I'm in a big city with like 45% black people, 30% white, 10% Asian, this and that, whatever. So I know I have it easy. I'm privileged. You know, like in Philly, in the suburbs of Philly, in the college I went to, it was nothing to see interracial couples or black dudes dating white chicks or even Asian dudes dating white chicks. Yeah, vice versa. But I know not everyone had my environment, even if they share my same phenotype or swag and height and looks and everything. They may not have grew up in the same city that I did or went to the most diverse college in the damn country. So of course I don't expect them to have the same privileged experience that I have. So that's why but anyway, so I think some of y'all were jumping on me because y'all are assuming I'm going down an anti-Trump route and this and that. No, I don't.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, Kevin and them, when I mentioned very early before I landed the plane, I was just saying an example of
Would you be
some
able
of
to
these
sum up
crazy
everything you
people in
just
the
said?
UK and other countries with immigrant like problems. Again, some of it's propaganda, some of it's whatever. But I'm just saying,
Pooky.
putting that on all immigrants in that area and giving, like, just like Austin, when he goes places and he gets judged because of black guys that shown up before him or whatever it is, or whatever public perception existed
Pooky.
in that area, that's not Austin's fault. So I don't even know what the debate's about. I agree with. So maybe I'm missing
Pooky.
something. You can go. My bad. You can go. I got to smoke. I'll be right back.
God damn.
Hey,
No,
I
you
like
got.
somebody.
He said, "Fuck you, y'all gonna hear what I got to say." And
my bad. James. James.
No,
you good,
Pookie. No, it was it's just that you started off talking. You start talking about what was going on in the UK, and that's about that's actually about racist people getting an opportunity to be racist, and they use that situation to wow out.
Oh no, exactly. That's my point.
I
And
know, but that's what we were talking about when we were talking about Germany. The reason why the people with features like his is because of those
in those countries that was
Hold up,
bubbling up before that specific event. That was a.
Pookie.
Oh, my bad. You go.
Hold on.
I
It's
agree
all
with
right.
you.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, Pookie. Okay, I got you. What was going on over there is because people, you have to understand, when it comes to racism, they're just about what your face looks like. Don't pull any religion or history or anything. These people who are racist are too stupid for that. They're only going on, your face looks like that, so I hate you. That's how stupid it is. It's skin deep. People try to get really dynamic and talk about the history and because of slave and all. No, they're stupid now. They're stupid today. They're stupid in real time. Stupid doesn't have much of a foundation. It's actually built on a bunch of bubbles and boogers or some shit. I don't know. It's not built on anything that's logical. But there was some stuff that happened. There was some rapes and everything, and now they look at them and their image is tarnished. MoFi has some experience. I mean, had to deal with some of that and that's what it was told to me when I went there. As far as when I talk about black guys when they go to Germany, what I say is stop painting this picture like you go over there like that girl with the who's pissed off all black women, say you're not no competition. She like grapes. Oh shit, I did say the R word. I fucked up. Sorry, Aussie, you might have to erase that. What happened with that? What she was saying, like you be in a nightclub, just posting up with your drink in your hand, looking smooth and good, and badass 9s and 10s are gonna be making beelines to go over and talk to you in Germany. No, they're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. If you want to get a 9 and 10 in Germany, you have to go up to her and kick actual game. No different than you go up to a 9 and 10 in Arizona.
So I'm going to tell you something about Germany quick for you black American guys. It's a Western country. It's modern. Women have money here, okay? It's a bit different. And obviously, they are also on average taller. It does mean it's a paradise for every black man. And it was more the case.
In other words, they fly.
Sorry?
I said, in other words, they fly. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. That's something I'll tell you about. When I was out in Frankfurt, I saw attractive women with nice bodies all over the place.
Yeah, Frankfurt is very multicultural. There's a lot of women here.
Yeah, a lot of, and like I dated a woman from Turkey when I was out there. She's Turkish,
Nice.
And when
The
I got to
Turkish women like
Turkey,
you black guys as well. That's true. Here in Germany, they like you black guys. And Soraya is
the
Turkish
Turkish,
woman. She has a black boyfriend or husband.
yes, the Turkish women are interested in brothers, but you can't be no offense,
Can't be a
Pookie,
bum.
but you can't be no Pookie.
You can't
They're
be a
not. Yeah, tell them that. Tell them, Mosi. They're not interested in those kind of brothers, man.
listen, guys. Again, they're educated. They have money here.
Yes.
It's a different game. They're tall on average. It's not working for every black guy.
Yeah, you say
Now
something. If
that's
you start
fact.
talking
Let
something
me,
stupid,
let me chime in right quick. Yo, James, what's good, bro? Let me chime
What's
in
up,
right
man?
quick, because like I hear that comment a lot, like, oh, you can't be no Pookie, you can't be no Pookie. Like, bro, if a Pookie is showing masculine traits, if he's in shape, if he has good style, the chick is still gonna feel with it. Just because he's like, oh, he's a Pookie by our standards. Like,
well,
I don't
what
really know
exactly
the
what would
definition
make
of
him a Pookie? What do you think it is that makes someone a
Y'all,
Pookie?
that's y'all term. Like usually y'all define hood dudes as like pookies.
No,
Like
no, no,
dudes
no.
who
Whoa,
probably
whoa,
got like a
whoa,
bunch of
whoa.
tats or
Kid,
whatever.
kid,
That's what usually what y'all
kid,
say is a pookie.
kid. You're talking to me. I need words
Yeah.
defined. If I have to understand what you're saying. Now, when you just said when you said what you just said, I need to understand what you see a Pookie as. That way, I'll tell you I disagree.
Well,
That's not what I see as a
let's
Pookie. So you
let's
tell me
deal
your
with
definition as a
All right, let
let
me
Pookie.
define it. Let me
you
define
all
it.
use
This is what
use
people
the word
define me.
Pookie first.
No, me. Just go. I want your definition of what you think a Pookie is.
All right. This is my definition. This is what people told me what a definition is. Because I had this argument before. They say it's the hood type of dudes. That's what they say a Pookie is. And that's why I'm like, yo, bro, just because somebody has like hood type
No,
tendencies don't mean they're not going to be attracted to women.
NBA YoungBoy is a Pookie.
Like,
Bobby.
NBA YoungBoy is the perfect example of a Pookie. He has like 10 baby moms. He has like 1,000 mixtapes. He's always in jail.
Real got short tempered,
somebody
real
like
mad,
that's a Pookie
greasy,
like that
walking
is
like,
probably
yo,
not
what
even
I'm saying,
in-
yo, what up,
in Germany
shorty?
with a passport.
Let me holla at you. All right. Because what I think with Bob, what you was just trying to talk about as being a Pookie, then I'm a Pookie.
Right.
Because I just because I want
That's what I'm saying, like-
education and everything.
You could be. You could
already
be.
if you saw me in the club, how you know what I'm saying? That could be considered a Pookie from your perspective. Be ready to like, you put your hands on me too much, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
No, James,
I think
That's Pookie right there.
no reform Pookies
this
is a
is
thing.
what I'm trying to say though. Hold on.
I know
Educate,
reform.
hold
I
on.
talked about that. Reform Pookie. I know about those dudes.
I never even heard the
Best
word
dudes
I'm
to
Pookie.
ever be
saying.
a friend with.
I never even
This
heard
is
the
the
word
thing I'm
of
trying to
framing.
say though. Like people always are trying to say like Pookies, oh, they're gonna go mess up something, they're gonna do that. But yo, they can still be attractive. It's about masculinity. That's the most thing that women are attracted to. Masculinity and resources. It is because like
Okay.
I'm gonna chime in on it. Like, does race matter? Because I want to take it. Let's get the fuck the Pookie shit. I'm gonna take it
And
back to the real topic.
authenticity,
Does race
too.
matter? Race does matter. Like it is what it is, bro. Like it's one of those
Exactly.
things
Their
in the world. Like,
perception
yo,
of you.
I'm black.
Yeah.
I'm black, and I can't change that. Certain chicks are not gonna talk to me because I'm black. They'll be open to it because I might be attracted to them. Like, oh, they might give me an opportunity. But certain chicks, just because I'm black, I don't care how attractive I am to them. They're like, nah, I can't do that. Whether it be for religious reasons, whether it be for cultural reasons, it doesn't matter. So race does play a part. Y'all can't define it. It's like, I don't care if y'all say race doesn't matter. Like, I'm coming in late, but I'm just giving you my opinion. Race does matter. I've been to 20 plus countries. I've seen it before. Like, I've been to a country and I hung out with my white friends. Chicks would throw themselves at each other. Like, they would throw them. Like, just literally took her friend and threw her at the boy. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? And this shit happened like 3 times in Cambodia. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But
that shit ain't never happened to
doesn't
me.
mean
I
I
tell
did
you
what-
that. That shit ain't never happened to me. I don't give a damn how many
Yeah.
push-ups
Well,
I do.
let
That
me-
shit does not happen to me.
Let me tell y'all, back in the
I
day,
think it's the type of girl that was attracted to you or
When I-
whoever it was. Yeah, they
That's
have their
true.
own type. Yeah.
when I was going to foreign countries in the early 90s, when I first got to the Navy, I experienced that in just about every country we went to, including Turkey.
You were a soldier though.
But yeah, there's gonna be countries
Yeah, I
where we
know.
go to
I know.
that chicks are gonna be over to you though. Like chicks
That's
are gonna
true.
run down on you. Like if you're like in Kenya or like Uganda, like chicks was like go losing their mind when they saw me.
Yeah.
But does that
As
mean
far
that
as
white
the-
dudes can't come into Uganda and Kenya and clean up? Of course they can. But I feel like at the end of the day, when race plays a part, and I know this, me and Austin agree on this, is like I do feel like white dudes, on average, have the advantage because women look at them as having more resources, and women are attracted to resources at the end of the day. It's like a biological thing. Like you can't change that.
That's
Like,
true.
And status.
That's
do
true.
I disagree
Yeah.
with that? Yeah, and the status from the movies and all that. Status and resources. Those are two things that are like fucking catnip to women. Like you can't change those two things. Do
That's
y'all
fact.
disagree with that?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you, but also too,
Spot on.
their perception is their reality. So if you walk in and I'm the same guy, and I walk into a club and I'm well dressed, I carry myself well, and I have like other girls around me, 2 to 3 girls. Those girls say, "Oh, he's a well dressed guy. He's a little bit short, but he's surrounded by beautiful women. So what's so big, or what's the deal with him?" So they'll approach you, right? So they'll be more interested in, so okay, what's going on here, depending on the type of girl that you're interested
When we
in.
experienced that, when I'm
Yeah.
well dressed now, the last couple
But
of
if
years.
I walk in, I'm sorry, if I can finish real quick. If I walk in looking like a bum and looking like an idiot and a bum and carrying myself like I got no damn common sense, they're going to look at me like he ain't nothing but another bank for me to come after, for example. You know, if y'all understand what that means as far as being a
Right.
sponsor. They don't care about being in a relationship or getting to know you. They just look at you as a sponsor.
You're always right. Like, I changed
Roy,
my
like
style
Roy.
a couple of years ago.
Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, I changed my style a couple of years ago, and even here in Germany, me as a Middle Eastern guy, I got more IOIs based on me changing my style. I noticed that from the German girls. So that works. Style and then how you carry yourself is plays a huge factor.
Huge thing. Yeah, you gotta, like you say, like what was you going to say? I'm sorry, you're going to ask me a question.
Now I was gonna say, Roy, what you just described is like one of the things that you could do. Like what you described was called pre-selection. You got a bunch of women around you. Women like men that other women like. That's what I'm saying. It's not like the end of the day, like, okay, just because they might say, okay, they might prefer white guys, but if they see attractive quality, they see like, okay, yeah, you got a nice suit on, you got a bunch of women around you, everybody's talking to you, everybody wants to get to know you.
They're like,
that can
who's
change
that?
the game. Like,
Yeah, it's a totally different. Totally different. Yeah, I agree with you. No matter, I mean, depending on the girl, you know, you can walk into a club. We walk in together. We both well dressed, same damn outfit, 2 or 3 girls around us. But one girl might find you more attractive because they're attracted to black men, right? Then another girl might be more attracted to come to me because she's more attracted to white men. Also, too, it depends on age and your heights too. If I'm a short guy and they like tall guys, and you're taller and you're white or black, they might be more attracted to you. I mean, yes, race does have in different countries. It does have a, you know, it's as far as their selection of you, yeah, that could be an issue. Like Austin was talking about where he's at now, the girl not wanting to, you know, be in public with them. That happens. Hell, that happens for white guys in the Philippines. Girls don't want their Filipino men because the girls don't want their Filipino men to know that they're having sex with a white guy or a black guy, so they won't say it. They won't tell you first off if you're in the relationship.
More of a
Like that
problem
in the
with,
Philippines, Roy.
more of a problem with a black guy than a white guy. And people want to know if there's racism toward black men in the Philippines. Just go out there and talk about Floyd Mayweather.
Oh yeah, talk crap about Floyd or
no, just say Floyd Mayweather. Just walk into around a bunch of Philippines and say Floyd Mayweather, and watch how they look at you.
Talk
that's when it all
about their fried chicken at Jollibee's. You'll be in trouble.
What is the number one? What is the number one factor that keeps a really upscale woman, a woman that can get the best of them out there? What is the number one factor that will keep that woman in your life?
Get her or keep her?
Keep her in the Philippines.
Yeah, anybody. Let's go for a row. Let's start with you, Austin. What do you think it is?
Okay. That will keep a woman more. That'll keep a woman around.
A woman that's capable of getting Brad Pitt and anybody. She can get anybody, but she's with you. If you got her, what is the number one thing that'll keep her in your life?
Oh, that's a eat. Well,
that's
hold up.
I don't know that one, man. You
know,
know,
Mossy, good to go. What do y'all think? Just whatever it is, and I'll tell you.
No idea, bro.
You know, I don't know.
And everyone's copping out.
Let Kevin go.
It's provision and security.
Good connection.
Provision and security.
I don't know,
connection.
man. I
Okay.
just want to smash. I'm not looking for a wife. That's what A said yesterday.
Well, no,
so
I know that. I'm just saying that if you have one like this, what would keep her? That's it.
Resources is my opinion. I'm not gonna lie.
Resources, okay.
Resources is opinion, because if me and Kevin, for example, and he has more resources, or he perceives him having more resources, the girl's gonna be more attracted to him if that's what she wants, especially like in the Philippines. Because if Kevin has more resources, let's say, they look at it as, they might look at it as, well, some Filipinos, they might look at it and him as a resource as far as money. Yeah, that's going to
It also
happen.
depends on the type of woman.
Yeah, I want to go
Correct,
next. Let me go
correct.
next because I don't
I'm
think resources
if you have
is going to.
can I say? Let me say something real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Real quick. Let me say something.
Yeah.
If you have a woman that fell in love with you and you're able to make her laugh, you're able to make her feel good. As long as you can keep doing that, you could probably be a damn. I don't want to say a bum on the street, but as long as you're able to keep her feeling loved and keep her laughing and like making her feel good, and her having that love and you not letting that love she has for you die, I think that's what'll be able to keep a woman. But if you're dealing with a woman who's very like fucking into material shit, then yeah,
Well,
having to be like those resources
women-
and keeping up for a certain
Well,
standard.
the woman I was
to,
talking about,
is gonna keep
the woman I was talking about is not going to care about your resources or anything. This is a well-kept woman, a woman of status, a woman that is comfortable being by herself.
That would be respect. Her respect.
The number
for you.
one factor,
Yeah.
the number one factor that'll keep this woman around is respect.
Yeah,
That's what I was
Because
said.
if she doesn't respect you, I don't care what you got, she's gonna leave you.
Yep, facts.
No matter what. It doesn't matter if you're good in bed. Doesn't matter if you have big
Invested in-
muscles. No matter
Start
if you're
treating her like
famous,
shit, she
status, or
gonna-
nothing, she's gonna leave you. For me,
Over a certain
Like,
period of
James,
time,
like,
she might stick
I feel like
around
the
and
number
wait.
one thing is
Yeah, if you have resources, she might stick around and wait, depending on the country.
no, she won't. Women of this class, they have their own resources.
Well, yeah, they'll stick around for a little bit, not forever. They'll stick around a little bit, but
Mm-mm.
if they don't
They're not.
respect you, they're
Roy,
going to eventually leave.
like-
Correct. But
leave.
if you
I
have
feel like
resources,
every man has
like for example, if you're in the Philippines and you have, I'm sorry to cut you off, man. I didn't mean to do that on purpose. But if you're in the
You're good,
Philippines and
brother.
you have a lot of resources, they might stick with you a little bit longer. But
Well,
if they don't
yeah,
respect you, they're going to
yeah.
leave.
Yeah, you just lowered the caliber of the woman that I was talking about.
Correct.
Okay,
Depending on the type
This-
of woman. Yeah.
Remember
correct.
what I said. This is the woman that can get any man she wants, but she's with you.
So,
Now we all know that Neil Strauss talked about that in his book. Neil Strauss is the same height as you, Mosafi. Same height. You know who Neil
I
Strauss
think he's
is?
5'6", I'm 5'3".
He was originally a pickup artist at one time.
I think he's 5'4" or 5.
Yeah, Neil
he's
Strauss.
5'3" or 5'4". Yeah,
Oh,
he
really?
talked about that in
He
his
showed
book.
as fuck.
Right. He says you can basically talk your way into convincing a woman that you are of quality. And proof of that, he talked about selling cars. He's like, you can actually convince someone to sell. You can sell fire and hell and like that. He's true. These are facts. A salesman can sell you anything. They can make you think you need it. They can make you think it's value. If I sit there and tell you that what I have is something that used to be held by Jesus Christ, or just really pounded up, whatever. And I put it in hand, it will be very interesting to you. And proof of how this quality is, remember what Payless did on in LA, where they painted the store, they
Oh
had
yeah,
these statues and everything, and they
and
set
they
it
paid
up all
thousands
that
of
stuff,
dollars
their
for
own
Payless
stuff.
shoes.
And people were willing to pay thousands of dollars for Payless stuff. And that was the proof of the point. It's like, but you can do that with your mouth, the way you smell, the way you look, your skincare, and the woman will start sinking in deeper and deeper and deeper until she's convinced that you are the one she wants to leave with.
Yeah, that's
so
kind of
more
like
for me.
So James,
that's
let me
exactly
say,
right.
Not easy to do.
I agree with you, James. Like the key, it better said the same thing too. The key thing is you need to get a woman emotionally invested in you. That's the most important thing. Emotionally invested. Because resources, I heard somebody mention resources earlier. A chick can stay around for a little bit for resources, but most likely she's gonna take those resources and spend it on the guy that she's actually emotionally invested in. That's why I never say resources first, because you leave resources, you're opening yourself up for a can of worms. Now, the key thing to getting a chick emotionally invested in you is different things. Like he said, He used status as an example with the Payless shoes thing. Payless shoes have no stats because we know that's fucking bargain barrel shoes. But if you are Versace, Burberry, everybody, when you hear those, you think stats. So you can have status from different things. You don't have to have status just for money. It could be like you have a comedian, you a good singer, you can play guitar. There's multiple ways to get the status, to get the woman interacting with you, so you can get the time to get her emotionally invested in you, get her comfortable with you. I just don't want people to always think like, okay, it's always either I gotta have resources or I gotta be super attractive or my height. Nah. Those, okay, you're gonna have some type of handicaps, but you can work around them. It's like a game plan. You have to go to talking to women like a game plan. You gotta have some type of strategy. If you're just gonna go hope and pray that, oh, you're beautiful, blah blah blah, and just hope that she likes you, you're probably gonna fail. But if you have some type of idea that you're gonna play to your strengths, whether it be like, yo, I know I'm a good singer, I'm probably gonna hang out with singer chicks. Like go to like, I don't know, open the mics or whatever the hell. Because I know my voice. She's what happened?
I can't tell you how many chicks I fucked just by playing the guitar. Like I got the guitar.
He's right. Learn the instrument.
I seriously,
you play to your strengths. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Like, yo, play to your strengths. Don't always like focus or like race. Like, just as I mentioned, race again. Like, okay, race might be a factor, but you can kind of overcome that if you play to your strengths. If you get in the right environment, you can be better prepared to beat the women you want.
Like we said before, location.
I'm a white dude. Yeah,
you
like
can't
location.
overcome
it.
Like but
wait, kid, do you want to have to do all that, or do you want to be somewhere where you don't have to do that?
I mean, I'm gonna go where I appreciate it. I mean, if am I stuck in a country for like a month and I have to be in this shit like some shitty ass place like Turkey, I'm gonna play to my strengths. Like
that also,
as soon as that month is over, I'm gonna go to like Kenya or something.
That also plays a factor too, is how long you're gonna. I was gonna say that also plays a factor, like how long you're gonna be somewhere. Because I'm sure, like since I'm in Brazil right now, I'm in Rio, but I'm sure y'all have been places because y'all travel a lot where it's like you're talking to a girl and once she finds out you're only gonna be there for a certain amount of time, she don't want to have nothing to do with you.
Well, yeah, as far as dating wise,
that's true.
As far as dating wise, as soon as they meet you and they said, "Oh, I'm only here 2 weeks," they're already
right.
Their mind is already cut off from dating you, and they look at you as just a
exactly.
They don't look at you as long term.
You're a
guys,
foreigner. You're not gonna be there
I just moved here. That's what I do. I always say, yeah, I just moved here. Like every single chick I'm talking to right now in Argentina. Oh, I just moved here. I'm going to be living here for a while. I really love this place. Blah 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 blah. And yeah.
Well, Kevin, you're not necessarily lying, right? Because you have a one-way ticket, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I tell chicks that all the time. I'm here.
When I was in Poland, I did the same thing.
When I'm in a place, I always tell chicks like, yeah, I'm here until I feel like I'm ready to leave, and I don't really see a reason to leave. I'm staying here, and I'm not lying. Shit, I don't have no ticket on the way out.
I want to say something. I want to say something about the topic. So does race matter? So I think yes, it does matter. And I gave an example. I was in Berlin, and I met this woman there. She was like a manager of like the restaurant I was eating at, and she was just like, we were vibing. She was being super cool to me. Like she was making sure, just checking on me when she didn't even have to do that. There were waitresses and waiters there that were doing that, but she was coming over and checking on me. She made it a count for herself to come do that. And so as I'm getting ready to leave, I was just like, yeah. She's like, yeah. So what are you doing here in Berlin? Like, yeah, I'm just visiting. And I was like, any like good spots for me to go out to later. And so she started telling me a few places. And so I invited her if she wanted to go out with me. She was just like, I think you're really attractive. But she was just like, there's really no point. Like I live with family, like I'm close with my family, and they would just like, it's just no point. Like you're not somebody that like my family would approve of. So there's just really no point of us going out with each other.
Well, that's why you got to do I'm not saying that's why I did my research. Like I think somebody mentioned that before. Not trying to, I didn't mean to cut you off if you did. Research the country. If you go, if I'm going to a country that's predominantly black men and Asian men have more success, why am I going to go there?
Well, no, I was
As a
in
white
Berlin.
as
I
a
was
white
living.
man,
I
I'm gonna
was
go
living
where
in
I'm more.
Poland at the time.
Yeah,
Because race
She
doesn't
was
matter, boys.
she was from
Race
she
doesn't
was
matter.
living
Yo,
in Berlin, but she was of
it,
There's
it,
she
also
was of
other
like a Middle
reasons
Eastern
to go to
descent.
certain places. There's
me,
also
race,
other reasons to go to certain places, right?
All
So,
right, look,
for example,
Right. But hold on,
I'm
hold
gonna
on,
give
hold on.
you
who
all. I'm
has
gonna
the
give you a
magic
Because
some
wand?
I
extreme
was saying,
example.
let me finish. I was saying that
Oh, I'm
because I
sorry.
know
You
yesterday.
keep going.
Yeah, I was watching it yesterday, and I know James had spoke on how from a child, some women are told like, hey, you're not allowed to date a black man. Like, don't ever bring a black man home. So it's like I think it was one of those situations because she was of different ethnicity, and she also she was a Middle Eastern descent. I don't know exactly where, but she was living in Berlin, but she was of Middle Eastern descent. So I know like religion and all those things. Like if you don't have that, you don't share that type of lifestyle. It's just like there's really no point. They're not even gonna look at you when it comes to dating or just being intimate, or whatever. They're not even gonna look your way.
Well,
but
that's
that was
extreme for
just
me
one experience,
because
though, right?
if I
Because
start a family, that family's gonna be mine.
Right.
It's going to be
but
run. That household's going to be run by me. Her family and other people's family. You can't. I don't want you dictating how my house is run. So when women say that, I'm like, I'm completely out. I don't want you. So it's just like I need you to come. My family want. In other words, my family needs you to run your household as a family with me a certain way. There's certain things you're going to need to do with me in the household because of what my family wants. I'm like, okay, just do that with another man. I'm not interested in that. When a woman comes in my life, you're coming into my life. I'm the program. I am the man. Because in those situations, you'll find that a man gets submissive a little bit because there's certain things that he has to abide to because of her family.
Right. Yeah.
That's
No,
that's
that's not
that's
it.
that that's that I can't do that. There's like, well, my family won't approve of this. I want to go on this trip. My family won't approve of that. This music that you're listening to, the way these shirts, these shoes, all these things are playing a role. And you'd be surprised. You go on YouTube, there's a lot of men who are losing their shit because of that. They thought they was getting them. They didn't realize what they were getting themselves into because a woman was so beautiful or whatever.
well, that's because
Something stupid like
they're
that.
not doing the research like you said earlier.
They
They're not,
didn't exactly. Yes.
and also too, they're not understanding the culture in which the country they're in. If you go into a
Yes.
country and you don't understand, you don't research, and they say, "Oh, well, that culture doesn't like black men or white men." Well, why go
Yeah.
there? Why waste your time going there? Well, I can make a difference. No, no,
Oh,
you just move on. Like
Yeah.
somebody
No,
said.
Berlin's very diverse, though. Berlin
right.
is like
Listen,
a diverse
there's
city.
Yeah,
other
but
reasons.
That's why I was
Beta,
asking you earlier. Is it just one time? If you had one experience, I think a lot of men, based off experience off of one person,
But like I said,
or
like
something
yesterday,
like
we were
that.
talking about going after
Yeah.
the woman the woman that you want versus the woman that wants you. Sometimes it's the woman that you want that aren't gonna look your way because of race.
the
That's
thing is
true
this
too.
with Berlin Beta, you said
And
it's
vice
very
versa
diverse,
as
right?
well too.
Right.
Can you hear
Depending
me?
on the type of woman. Yeah.
The
Go
other
ahead,
thing
Mo.
too, guys. The other thing too, guys, is
One second,
there.
Kevin.
Wait, hold on
Kevin,
one
sorry.
second. Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
Yeah, Beta, you said Berlin is very diverse, right? That's true. So just because, let's say, you find a lot of Middle Eastern people in Germany, doesn't mean that they are popular among the girls, among the women, when it comes to dating. Okay,
Right.
it can also mean that it's overrun by those type of foreigners, so they can have a bad reputation.
I would agree. Some people like to say that. Like Shango in the comments keeps saying Saudi Arabia and all these Middle Eastern countries, there's a large black population over there. There's a lot of Asians in the United States where they're not just hate crimes against Asians. What the fuck does that mean? If I got a lot of roaches in the house, does that mean I like the motherfuckers?
And is that
No.
right that you American guys have more like a bad reputation now in Medellin? Is that true? Because it's overrun by those foreigners as well?
Who?
Is that the Americans or the black Americans have a bad reputation now in Medellin? That's true?
No.
Because it's
I
overrun
don't
by the
think we have
foreigners?
a bad
No?
They're
reputation.
putting out bullshit about that. The
Yeah.
people who are
No.
doing all the dirt and the stupid stuff in Medellin,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kevin, no offense, but they look like Kevin. Are there black guys out there doing stupid stuff? Embarrassing stuff. But all right, so you've been hearing for the last 2 years, a year. There's been 3 cases where a white guy from a white country have murdered their Colombian girlfriend. We ain't done anything even remotely close to anywhere near that.
We know better
Okay?
than to do that.
I mean, it's just there is a video of us getting 3 black dudes getting their behind whooped by a Colombian girl.
Yeah, just go on
Whooping
YouTube
that
and I'm referring
But
to the
that's about it.
Philippines. I'm
So
referring to
no.
the Philippines. Just look on YouTube and look in Philippines, and you'll see more white foreigners. I call them expats who cause more issues than it is the people who live there, or black men or Asian men. It's always the white guys, older ones too, 60s, 70s, acting like a fool.
No.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like
that
a
was like
fool.
the
So
first one of the first things I realized, like when I went out in Rio, like just kind of being in the nightlife out here, is how little there's like any type of confrontations and like how strong the drinks are. I'm like, yo, like this is crazy. Like if you go to like Pedro del Sol, how there's just like hundreds of people outside and there's no like altercations. Everybody's literally just having a good time. I was like, yo, like this is why if Americans coming in, and it's not even about race, it's just because for some reason when Americans start to drink, they get more like rowdy and more just like crazy. So it's
Same here
easy
in
to
Germany.
stand out
Same here.
if
Yeah, I
you're
can't hold my
somewhere
liquor. That's why I
and
don't
you
drink.
start drinking and you start acting belligerent. Like you're gonna stand out out here because Brazilians, when they drink and they party, like they're cool, they chilling, they having a good time. Like it's all dancing and having fun. So if anybody starts to like get stupid, like they're gonna stand out immediately.
yeah, especially if you're in like an Asian country that you're dating a girl and you act like a fool as a white guy, for example, they're gonna be embarrassed. They're gonna cut, not want to talk to you anymore. I mean, they get real quiet, and once they get quiet, man, it might be over with. I don't know.
Facts.
Especially if you embarrass them. I've seen guys in the restaurants, older white men, where I'm at in the Philippines, and they just cause a big controversy. And the girls were sitting there talking before. As soon as they starts yelling, acting a fool, they just quiet. They don't say anything, and I
remember I was at this party in Phoenix, Arizona, and
Hey,
it
shout
was
out
this rich guy. He had a lot of money, really nice house. I think they said it's worth around said it was worth around I think 6-7 million or something like that. He think one guy said 16 million, but I think it was like 10 million out in Arizona, Scottsdale area. And I was sitting down, we got to talking and everything, had some drinks around, and this guy comes in with his girlfriend. At first I kind of looked over to the glance, and then the girlfriend walked over to hug the guy, the guys who's owned the house. And then I looked at her. One, I smelled her before she got here, and I was like, well, who is that? She smells so good. And I saw her body, her skin, her face. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I was like, she looks CGI. Okay. And then her boyfriend comes in, big steroid looking muscle goofy guy, right? And for some reason, one of the guys leaned over and was like, dude, right here, that's her boyfriend right there. I was like, yeah, I kind of saw him come in. He was like, the dude is the goofiest fucker in the world. Dude, just watch this. I'm gonna talk to him. And the guy started trying to pick him apart, but he didn't do a good job because he was drunk. So I started talking to him, and I didn't realize it, but I started picking him apart a little bit, but not on purpose because I ain't no hater. And as I'm talking to him, I realized this guy met her. He had no job. He was a drug addict. He was trying to steal something, and she basically saved this man. Okay. And she helped him go to school where he actually failed a few times, but she got him to go back, and now he's a dentist. She got him through there, but he was still like a little weird and stuff like that. And as he got drunk, he would start doing like, weird dances and stuff like that, being goofy with everybody. He took his pants off and tied around and was trying to, do a month, just all kinds of, he's just being the life of the party. And I'm watching this dude, and she's just laughing. She's like, oh my God, kind of like, the girlfriend just, oh dear, I can't believe he's doing this.
Some girls find that attractive because they look at the guy as being
whatever
confident.
The case may be, I'm looking at this guy and I'm wondering to myself, can a black boyfriend get away with that shit? Just wondering. Maybe he could, maybe he couldn't. I was just wondering if a black boyfriend can get away with that. Now, mind you, and I'm pretty sure Kevin can vouch for it, white dudes have a fun culture amongst each other where they play around in a way that black dudes are just not comfortable doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's a play. Kevin, you could kind of get vouch into it a little bit because I could just tell that you recognize it's kind of fun. It's a real because you started laughing when I was talking. He's like, oh my god, I can think of about like 30 dudes that I know that are just like that. But it's something that we
take
don't
themselves too
we
seriously.
indulge in. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. But go ahead. It's because I'm just wondering, like, could we get away with that?
I mean, I guess maybe. I don't know. I hear my echo.
Yeah, somebody's mic. I'll mute myself to see if it's me.
Yeah, black men on normally like we kind of take ourselves a little bit more seriously to where we just don't really let all the way go and be a complete goofball like that. But that's like that's not really our sense of humor type.
Yeah, I look at black men walking into the club like he's talking about more confident than white men being a goofball. That's the way I look at it because you have a certain confidence in how you're dressed, how you articulate yourself. An example, it's a completely different. But you know, some girls, what he was talking about, some girls find that as far as that he's free flowing, he's fun to be around. They look at that differently. But there might be a girl that says, "Hey, I'd rather a more confident guy who doesn't act like a complete idiot that controls his emotions and all that stuff." I don't know. It's just,
Kevin Hart.
Go ahead. Kevin, you want to?
Yeah, well, listen, there's a difference. Like being a clown is like taking your pants off on the dance floor. I wouldn't do that. I think that's fucking weird. I find it funny. I have like a really funny sense of I have a really out there sense of humor. I have a very like slapstick kind of sense of humor. So for me, like what works for me is I am very charismatic on dates and I have a lot of cool stories. So I have put myself in crazy situations. Like for example, I was telling this girl on a date like 2 days ago how she's like, oh, I love Adam Sandler. And I actually went to one of his arena shows and basically I got roasted by him. And I told her about that. I also played on stage in front of 15,000 people at a Goo Dolls concert. So like I have all these stories and yeah, like that definitely helps me out for sure. And being outgoing does help me out and is definitely one of my strengths.
You said you're 5'6", right?
Strengths.
Huh?
You said you're 5'6", right?
Yeah.
So it helps a lot to have the charisma and be a good talker, I guess. Because you said
you have to be. I mean, even in the past, when I used to do music, I stopped doing music just because I had a panic attack while being on stage in front of so many people. I'm just like, okay, I remember walking off stage and I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. But what ended up happening was like, even when I was like writing songs, like you have to believe that your songs are the best songs ever written. Like, and that's how you sell it. And that's how you come across as very passionate. Like you have to be passionate about what you write. You have to believe that your throat was the best thing since sliced bread.
Like I was saying earlier, you gotta have an understanding of the culture you're in. If you're in like the Thailand, Bangkok, which Kevin's been, and you walk to a club, you gotta understand if you are attracted to a certain type of woman. Well, guess what? If you need to market yourself towards that, you would still want to stay true to yourself, in my opinion. But you still want to market that. You don't want to look like you with a flannel shirt and come walking in and expect to pick up the same girl that Kevin does, but he's well dressed, articulates himself well, very confident. 2 to 3 girls hanging around him. I'm gonna walk out empty-handed, if you say per se. But all depends on
You guys know, like, like let's say you're driving somewhere, okay, and let's say you're trying to make it home, and you got to take a piss. What's normally gonna happen? You're gonna hit every single red light, right? You're like, damn, like at any other time, like when any other time you might hit every green light, but now you're in a rush, you got to get somewhere, you're gonna hit every single red light. So like, and it gets to a point like if you're getting so much action, okay, you're getting so much cat, that what I do now is like, all right, like I'm telling myself like, all right, I'm not gonna have sex for however many long, just to see if I can do it. You know what I mean? Because at some point it's just like it's just falling in my lap so much. It's like, all right. So when I go out, I'm not even right. But when the thing is, like when I go out, I'm not looking for anything. Like I'm not looking for a chick it's just more so like it's like fishing. If it's gonna come to me, it's gonna come to me. I'm looking for genuine natural connections. Like I'm not going out looking for anything. If it's gonna come my way, it's gonna come my way. What's for me is gonna be for me. Now, if it's a woman that I see and there's a mutual attraction level, like she's like I'm very attracted to her, then cool. Like so, since I've been here in real, like I've met one girl where it's just like the chemistry is there, the mutual connection is there. It's not forced. And I feel like when you're going out and you're looking for something, and it comes off like you're trying to force it, it's not gonna have a good outcome. And so it's just like, yeah, does race matter? At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, maybe it does. Yeah, maybe it does if you're going out and you're looking for it. But if you're going out and you're waiting for what's going to come to you, then at that point it doesn't matter because you're only going to be interested in what's interested in you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's for me. It also depends, like we talked about earlier, how you carry yourself and how confident you are. Let's say you might be confident in the jeans and a t-shirt, but I might be more confident in a suit and a tie. See, I'm more confident if I walk into a bar or club with a suit on and a tie.
I'm so uncomfortable in the suit. I'm very, very. I'm like my denim jacket.
Hell is up with all this echo.
Somebody echoing.
Not anymore.
Does anybody have
Is that me
the
echoing?
YouTube video going? The YouTube going and StreamYard. Check to see if you got YouTube in the background somewhere in another window.
Nope, not me.
Just mute yourself if you're not talking.
Roy, I wanted to ask you, where you at in the Philippines right now?
So when I drop, listen, it was a pleasure talking to y'all. Yeah, thanks again for having me, Austin. And yeah,
thank you.
All you guys. Also,
Later, Kevin.
Subscribe to my channel, Kevin Mosby.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll talk on the back end.
Thank you. Yeah, Roy, I wanted to ask you, where you at in the Philippines right now?
What's that?
Where you at in the Philippines right now? Which place?
I'm in Pampanga right now at the moment, north of kind of between.
I was there as well.
Yeah, but Pampanga, depending, it's in the middle of, I guess you say, Angeles City, and which Angeles City's predominantly
I think you muted.
I can't believe I was in Thailand and I didn't go to the Philippines. I just had a mission. But I got to make it out to the Philippines at some point. I got to get out there.
Yeah, my mission is South America next year. I want to see that. Like
Morocco too. Well, actually, Morocco more than the Philippines. Morocco, if I'm going to have a choice, Philippines and Morocco, it's going to be Morocco.
Why Morocco? What about it?
All I heard about Morocco, I mean, I met two. I had a Moroccan and a Turkish friend. They both lived in the building that I was living in when I was in Frankfurt. And he was the the manager downstairs. Well, I guess he liked the clerk or something like that. And he was Moroccan, real cool dude. And he showed me pictures and videos. He even FaceTimed me with one of his Moroccan friends who was in Morocco. She was beautiful, and he was basically saying the way I carry myself and everything. He's like, I'll go out there, and long as I, just carry myself the same way. He said, I'll meet the girl of my dreams out there. And just another one, just kept hearing about it. And every time someone tells me, now, mind you, one of the things that we talk about is gaslighting about a country. Okay. Now, the way it was presented to me by these both this Turkish and Moroccan dude, because the guy who's from Turkey, he's born and raised in Germany, and he loves going out to Morocco. And they both was basically saying these guys don't know each other. They both are saying the same thing. And look, it's I heard a lot of, and one thing I know, but when he was showing me videos and stuff like that, like just the social life, his friends and everything, every single woman in there was just drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, Moroccan women are nice. They're nice. The most beautiful Middle Eastern women are Moroccans and Iranians.
Yeah.
They're known for that. Austin, when
like,
you heading to Germany? You planning to come to Germany, Austin?
nah, he don't need to go to Germany.
I would have, but I was broke, man. I was broke, begging for cash apps.
Like I said, like I was the girl that I was dating when I was in Frankfurt. She was Turkish, and her character and her beauty is not. It's not out here, not out here in Turkey. She would stick out like a sore thumb, especially with her beauty. I mean, she was too pretty, and the way she carried herself, smiling, very spirited, very open to talk to, just overall nice. It's not out here. I'm pretty sure it may be out here because I know damn well I didn't meet every Turkish woman in Turkey. It's impossible. Or in Istanbul, of course not. Some of
Are
the
you in
really
Turkey right now?
wifey material women don't even really go out that much. You're not going to meet them. They don't go out at night. They just be with their families and friends and stay home. Go to
Yeah,
work, be with their friends, and then go home.
Yeah, you in Turkey right now, James?
I am. I'm in Istanbul.
Nice.
When are you all going to Nairobi? Are you headed to Nairobi next to James, or
On
you
the
staying in Turkey
22nd,
for a
yeah.
while?
I'll be there
Okay.
Monday.
I might
No.
I might have to stay here longer depending on if I actually go through one of the hair transplant things. I may do it, I may not, but I'm just dealing with after I deal with that one place. Just kind of
Yeah,
threw me
man.
off.
I've been in Rio now for like I think 13 days, and man, I don't know I don't know when I'm gonna leave, and I like it here.
What do
I
you like
like
about
it.
it
It's a
most?
great place.
Well, obviously I love the beach, man. So I'm from San Diego, so like I would say that's number one. But on the days, when the weather's not the best or whatever, go to the beach. I just I like just the pace of the life out here, the people here, and just like I've met a girl out here that's real cool. We went out last night, and she picked up the bill, wanted to split the check, which I thought was like, okay, like I appreciated that, but besides like the women being beautiful out here, it's just it's cool, man. Like it's cool. Like I think it gets a bad rap when they talk about like just how dangerous it is and stuff like that. Of course, things like things do happen here or whatever, but like since I've been here, I haven't experienced any. I've experienced one thing. I was at the beach. Some teenagers were like trying to. I had like my little chest bag on, and I had my camera, and I wanted to take some video of them jumping off the rocks into the water. And so some teenagers tried to like, they were trying to like press me or whatever. And so I'm not really, I'm not thinking anything of it until one of them got disrespectful, and he was walking away, and he told me, "Don't speak English, like speak Portuguese. You're in Brazil." So I was like, "What?" So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you know what? Nah, fuck that. Like, I wouldn't let that slide in America.
That sounds
I
like
don't give a fuck.
France.
Better views. Let me tell you this though. Whenever
Yeah.
people give Rio a bad rep saying it's dangerous, it is true.
Right.
I mean, so what? Let me ask you this: where have you been in Rio?
Man, everywhere, bro. Like I've been all through the beach areas. I've been probably 45 minutes to an hour, like away from the beach, like deep into the favelas. Like I've been all over just because I've been meeting different people, and they've been taking me to their, to their areas where they live, and kind of just like I'm meeting their families and shit like that. So I'm not just doing tourist stuff. Like I've only been here for 2 weeks, but I've been to like the second biggest favela already. I've been, like I said, I've been to, I can't even tell you the names of the little sections I've been in, but I've been in quite a few places already.
Yeah. So the thing about places like that in South America, when they say they're dangerous, usually because I haven't experienced any real. Well, I did the first trip in Rio. We got stuck up by the police on the 6th day. But the thing in those places, it's just a matter of time. Whenever you bump into it, when you can see what they're talking about. But
Right.
usually in a place like Rio, it is dangerous. Like when you've only been to Rio in Brazil.
So far, yeah. So far, I've just been to Rio. Yeah, I haven't
So
been anywhere else.
whenever you go to places like Salvador, you can see that it's more dangerous there, but it doesn't feel as dangerous because the danger is concentrated in Salvador.
Right.
Versus Rio, it's all over the place. Like it's
Right.
unpredictable in Rio. In Sao Paulo and Salvador, you know where to not go.
Right. Yeah, I know. Like the other night, I was going out to the it's like a hip hop theme type of place. It's underneath a bridge. I forget what it's called, but I know that you follow them on Instagram. I see when I followed them that you are we had them as a mutual. So it's like an event that they host or whatever. It's like geared towards Afro Brazilians, but they play like and they
Madruela?
what is it?
Madruela?
Yeah, exactly. Where they do the steps and everything like that. So I was on the way there, and I was stopping to pick up a friend that I had met at the mall that sold me my jersey. And the area that he lived in, like the Uber driver was like scared when we had to wait for him to come to the Uber. He's like, "This isn't a good area. We can't wait here long." And I'm just like,
That
"All
shit
right."
is really dangerous, man. I went to
Yeah.
Madruela 3 or 4 times. The last time I went, man, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. This is November of 2023. And we were leaving. I told the story 1,000 times. We were leaving, and there was a dude outside directing traffic with a fucking tech and a mask on.
Right.
Like he had the gun pointed like this, and he had a fucking mask. And I was like, "Whoa, shit!" Like shit. I never went back after that. That shit was too much for me.
Yeah, and then like sometimes you'll be walking somewhere and you see all the police like out holding like big machine guns. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, should I be walking here right now? They look like they about to shut some shit down. It's like, why everybody out holding M16s and shit? But like other than that, like I said,
it could be out of control.
right, exactly. And then I turned on the TV here in the Airbnb I'm staying at. And I turned on the news today, and there was like a huge like something going on with like some buses got taken over by some drug dealers and just like some crazy shit. I don't know, but yeah. So I know that, like I said, I know there's stuff that goes on here, but as far as like being a tourist and being somebody who's traveling through, I feel like you can avoid that by just like trying to blend in as much as possible. Like I was like the story I was telling y'all, I have a watch that I never take off that I bought for my 25th birthday. So it's like it's a nice watch or whatever. And so when I was and it's waterproof, so sometimes I wear it to the beach. And so when I was out there bringing my camera to like record the kids jumping off the rocks, so like some of them were trying to like just be smart asses, give me a hard time or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go set my camera down. I was like, I'm about to go jump off the rocks. And I'm a swim or whatever. And so I took off my watch. And so when I came back, like they noticed I didn't have my watch on. They were like, oh, like, you know, one of them like lifted up my arm, like, oh, he took his watch off. Like, so I'm like, and then that's when one was like, speak English, like, speak Portuguese, don't speak English. So I'm like, you know what, bro? Like that shit really pissed me off. So I'm like, I don't care that and this is probably stupid of me to do, but I was like, I feel like in this moment I had to do this or the rest of my trip would be dictated by what they were doing. So I jumped off the rocks, dove in the water, hurried and swam back to the shore, and I started looking for them. I was like, I'm looking for them. And then when I found the one who said that, I was like, what's up, bro? Like, you know, I was like, what's up? Like, he's like, I was like, you was talking all that, like, what's up? So I went and approached him, and then all of his friends were like, oh shit. And then I'm like, nah, come on, like, shake my hand, bro. Like, you being disrespectful. Like, I'm like, you know, shake my hand. Like, I'm pointing to my hand because obviously they don't understand me. I don't understand them. So then he's like, so I'm like, what's up? Like, what you want to do? And he's like, no. And then he starts like shaking his head and looking down. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I thought. Like, and then we shook hands and it was that. But I was like, at that moment, I was like, all right, like, I'm not gonna let anybody like get me to the point where I'm scared just because I'm in a foreign country. Like, I'm still a man at the end of the day. And I'm still, you know, I still want a certain type of respect when I'm going places. Now, that day, you know, I had to pick and choose my battles. Am I gonna do that every single time? Just
Yeah, don't do that every time.
Right, exactly. Depends on the situation. But there in that moment, I felt like that's what I needed to do because I didn't want the rest of my trip to be like dictated by being scared because I'm a foreigner somewhere. But I'm not gonna let you know people, especially no damn kids, like disrespect me. You know what I mean? So
You would
I'm
hate
32.
India.
I look young. You know what I mean? I look
The
young,
kids
but
will
I'm 32 years
absolutely
old.
mess with you as a black man in India. They will mess with you a lot and then will not leave you alone, no matter what. The only thing you can do is just kind of move as far away, and eventually they'll fetch too far away from their home, and
Right.
and they'll
And
leave you alone. But they'll harass
I
the
see
hell
it.
the shit out of you.
I see a comment that says it's their home. You have to respect it. I was not being disrespectful to their home whatsoever. They were being
I hate it when
disrespectful
they
to
say
me
that.
by
I hate
asking
it
me. They were right. They were asking me to open my bag, see what they want. They thought I had money in my bag. They thought because I was an American, they think I'm a foreigner. I'm just, I'm carrying a bunch of money. They were basically trying to check me, trying to shake me down. You feel me? That's basically what they were trying to do. And I'm like, no. And so I had some money in my bag, and they're like, oh, like one of the kids like, give me the money. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you no money. Like for what? Like, what do you like? Why would I give you money right now? What are you doing for me? Like, I'm not just gonna give you money. Like for what? You know what I mean? That's basically what they were trying to do. So I had to stand my ground, and it's that simple. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to do that. And
Yeah, it is good that you respect their place, but I mean, sometimes, bro, that shit is just. I mean, sometimes you can't. I mean, shit. If some of
right,
these dudes,
disrespect is
some of these dudes in
disrespect.
the comments, bro. If some of these foreigners asked them to suck their dick, they would just do it just because they trying to respect the
Right, like
I'm
it's
thinking,
like if a
right.
if a
I'm glad you
Brazilian,
said that because it's like, what kind of a scenario do you think? I mean, you got to put them in certain scenarios. I mean, you're going to do that. You're going to have that reaction in every scenario because,
right?
I
Of course
mean,
not.
there's a lot of people who've been in situations that were very extreme. You know what I'm saying? In these countries. And I mean, like to the max where, you tied up in somebody's basement, man.
Right,
You think that
exactly.
doesn't
And I
happen?
get
There's
that.
so many stories of foreigners getting messed up like that. I mean, enough to fill this freaking city up with stories about stuff like that.
Or
You
you
gotta
do something
you
stupid.
gotta defend yourself.
Yeah, it's how you react. You reacted. It sounds like you reacted the right way, but if you'd reacted a different way, you could have got blacklisted. All it takes is somebody to call,
Right.
the immigration and say, "Oh, this guy's doing this guy's doing that," and if they got you on film, they can blacklist you, and you not even know it. When you try to renew your passport, all of a sudden they deport you. So you got to be careful with that too, in my opinion,
No,
and how
You remember
I
ASAP
definitely
how you
Rocky?
articulate, because all it takes is an escalate, and all of a sudden you're in a world of hurt.
You know
Look what
what?
happened to
I
That
ASAP Rocky, man.
I agree. I
reminds
agree.
me of whenever I had gotten to with that dude in Cartagena behind the camera, and I asked him, "So where should I go?" Because I'm saying, where should I go so
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
been
have
through that.
a motherfucker that's gonna tell me I can't record again. And these old ass dudes are like, "Oh, it's quit all that talking. You and their country respect it, motherfucker." I'm
I think
asking
he
them where
froze.
should I not record. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're in
I have a
somebody else's
question for the
country, but that
panel.
doesn't mean that you have to just
Yeah.
allow somebody, because if
That dude would have
they
got the fire if he came up at me like that. Because he was on
if
some bullshit.
if you allow
I have
I'm
a
people
like,
to
question for
you're
you
not
guys
even a
disrespect
before.
cop?
you, you're
Yeah,
gonna have
I have a
you're
question.
gonna have a bad trip. You're gonna be in fear your whole trip if you allow people to just try to scare you into doing shit. You know
Matter
what I
of
mean?
fact, I just had an experience. I didn't say he was awesome in the gym a couple of days ago. This guy had went in because I was in the middle of using my reps. I was using the bench. I was bench pressing. And then I finished one rep and I got up to take a breather and then walk around a little bit. He went right in. And I look at him. I was like, first I caught my breath. I did like this. And I was like, I tapped his leg. I said, get up. He was like, I was like, and I leaned over right in his face. I said, get up. I'm still using it. So go ahead and get up. And he goes,
Yo,
oh, what's your problem? I was like, okay. I took my gloves off. I put them on the side and I said, what are you talking about?
Y'all could have
He
shared
said,
it.
what are you talking about? He said, you were in Turkey. I was like, no, we're in a gym. This is not Turkey. This is in a gym. I was like, what are you talking about? Because he was if he would have we would have been brawling right up in there. Because I was like, I'm not gonna sit there and let you just pump me like that. I live here. This is not really like a hotel. I freaking live here. I'm gonna be here for 2 more weeks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking like every time you come out here, you get to push me around the gym. No, we're gonna find out who's tougher in this gym. That way, that's like when either
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no,
be
they'll
able to push
definitely
you
try
around the
you.
gym or
There's
vice
definitely
versa. That's
Guys, I
not.
have
I'm
a
definitely
not
question
people
worried
for
try
about
you.
the party.
like a bunch of Turkish gonna come down because that's not. It's not gonna go down like that. You know what I'm
That
saying?
happened to me.
yeah.
That happened to me in the gym
Mo,
Because
in,
we're
in
gonna fight.
Poland.
He punked
hold on one
down,
second.
man.
Mo got something we want to say before he head out.
Yeah, I have to leave. So back to the topic of the whole live stream. So let's say I want to go to the States. Me as a Middle Eastern guy. Which places should I avoid, or where would I be more welcomed when it comes to my race?
Don't come to the state.
Go ahead.
I was there 3 times, but it was the big cities, Las Vegas and Miami. That was
Don't come
different.
to the state.
Yeah, most places in the States, man, like especially like
Actually,
if
I
you're on
can
the
tell
West
New York
Coast,
City will
East
probably
Coast,
be bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
West Coast
New
will
York
be treated
City.
okay. Like
The
it's
South,
more so like I would say like
Georgia.
it's.
Atlanta
Yeah,
area is
Louisiana.
good for
Are
Middle
you
East.
coming to
Florida.
just visit or what?
Yeah, just for a couple of weeks or months, whatever. Just be there.
You'd
Maybe
be okay
date.
in Miami.
New York.
You'll be
New
okay in
York.
California. You'll be
Yeah,
okay
New
in
York.
Arizona.
You want me to give you
There's a
some
lot of Middle
advice if you
Easterners.
want to fit in with your features? Learn Spanish.
I do at the
Mhm.
moment at A2 level.
Well, that's
Learn
with any
Spanish.
country you go to.
Roll
You
with
want to
that.
learn some language, right? You don't want to walk in and expect, oh, I only speak English. Talk to me in English. No,
I mean, I had to learn English as well,
you
right?
need to
I mean,
understand some words.
Yeah.
You know, just walk in like
Yeah, just
expect
if
everybody.
you go to Arizona, you'll be okay. Like there's a lot of Middle Easterns in Arizona. So I was living out there.
Or Seattle.
So
California,
California
as
and
well,
Arizona and
San
Florida.
Diego. You feel
You-
me? Like
it-
I will say,
Like
man,
what
like,
is what pay bracket are you gonna be in?
By then, whatever.
No, I said what pay bracket will you be in? Another, what kind of income are we talking?
5 to 10K.
yeah, you'd be good anywhere, bro.
5 to 10K a month?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, but
Most
it's
of
more
the
about
people-
the race stuff.
No,
It's more about the race.
I'm literally listen. Are you going to be making 5 to 10K a month in income?
Yeah.
Okay, then I would recommend Seattle over all those.
Okay.
You will have
interesting.
absolutely no problem. You will blend right in. You'll probably find people who just rode just like you, and it's just everybody. If Seattle is just like just be a decent person, and you're good.
So but
Seattle
all of
doesn't care.
California is fine,
Neither
right?
does Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro. When you making money like that, you'll be able to avoid a lot of the ignorant.
Yeah, and you'll be able to
Yeah.
afford to live in the more upscale neighborhoods like Bellevue. Like if you was living out in Bellevue in a real nice apartment out there, or if you can even afford a house, which is at least $3 million and up, you would have no problem, making friends or anything. And a lot of people from India and Saudi Arabia actually live out there because it is like a mini Silicon Valley out in Seattle.
But I want to talk to the Americans. You know what I mean? Like I want to like.
No, I'm
talk
just
to
saying.
them.
In other words,
Yeah.
you would just be like just a
Normal,
regular
okay.
citizen out there. No one's gonna
Yeah.
care. No one's gonna care. But there are certain places in the United States that we mentioned, they will absolutely care, like the South.
Texas,
Stay the hell away
Louisiana.
from the South.
But there's also a lot of Middle Easterns that live in Georgia as well, in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But it also depends on what
they-
women he's attracted to, too, right? If he goes to, I mean, he might not be attracted to Middle Eastern women. He might be attracted to white girls.
Yeah,
He
just,
goes to certain-
do you work in a tech field, bro?
I'm a freelance video editor and I'm scaling it up at the moment to an agency. So I'm working on that.
You're freelance what?
Okay.
Video editor and thumbnail designer.
Oh yeah, then you could probably get a job at working at Amazon and blend right in. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
blend
but
right
you're
in.
good, bro. Like for most of unless you like were doing some type of phone sales, then I would say like you're just fucked.
Yeah, the
because,
northern
like,
part of the country, the western northern part of the country. That western area right there, and stay away from all the other places. Vegas is a very different. It's like Vegas is like the step kid that the adopted kid that's that everybody
well,
thinks
that's
is
why.
cool.
Yeah, but I would like to see Colorado, Salt Lake City, those areas.
Yep, Colorado Springs is a nice area.
Yeah,
too.
you're like Colorado's real nice. It's
So I'll be
expensive
fine
though.
there,
It's just
yeah?
expensive
Okay.
in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you don't
thanks.
have to really worry
Tell
too much
James
about
to
too
get
much.
a good transplant in Kenya.
Yeah, I heard about that.
About too much.
I was thinking
heard-
about waiting to get to Kenya.
I've heard
Okay, thank
Thailand
you,
was
guys.
cheaper, though. I heard
Thank you,
Thailand
everyone.
was cheaper than Kenya, though. That's what I
All right,
heard.
man. Take care, bro.
Thanks everyone. Take care, guys, and
Yeah.
I'll talk to
Man,
you.
thank you for
Take
coming
care,
on.
Austin.
Thank you. Let's
Yo,
look at this
yo, you
video
probably want to
together.
go to Jersey City.
Say again, Austin?
Success in Israel. How do you measure?
No, I said thank you for coming on. We about to review this video. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Western definition of success is completely different from other parts of the world. So for me, it's kind of like a mixture of both. Have enough money to support and do the essentials in my life, but also have that wisdom from, like say, the ancient cultures or like previous times.
Peace of mind is over everything.
I unintentionally,
because I feel like in today's day and age, we've got a lot of men that they don't want to work, and they're using us as well as examples to not work and to go and
if I do that,
chase my dream. I'm not chasing a dream to the extent where now bills aren't being paid. I don't believe in that. I'll go back to London tomorrow if I have to.
So who here makes content and has some influence?
Yeah, I do.
Everyone here, basically? Yeah. What have you done to influence the younger generation? Because if that is what you predominantly do,
yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, and we're talking about success and influence, power, whatever, what are we doing to help the younger generation? What have you guys done to help the younger generation? Because I think you can add that as an element of success, right? I'm not sure what everyone does.
Last year I spent working in a secure unit for 15 to 18-year-olds.
Right.
So that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to influence the next quote unquote generation.
Right.
To some degree. So yeah, for the last.
Do y'all want to watch this?
Nah.
We could sum it up.
Yeah,
we talk
Yeah,
about
I mean,
it.
it's not a bad.
He asked me to
it's not a
watch
bad
it, so I
topic.
gotta. Yeah, it's not. We can watch International Passport. We need to have a debate. I feel like arguing with y'all.
I like the first part he mentioned. I think he mentioned about what was that first part he mentioned? The guy that was to the far right left. What was he saying in the beginning? Does anybody remember?
He was talking about having a balance between having the Western kind of mindset and then also having like the mindset of sound like where he was from.
Yeah, that's also to do with resources too. Like, you know, if you have a Western job and you work remotely, you probably would have better access to resources in other countries other than America, for example, right?
Right.
Always good when you're making a lot of money.
Let's watch International Passport. He says Thai women know how passports should be satisfied and fulfilled. James, what do you think about that title?
I think it's there's a lot of BS in that.
In 2024 is
I don't agree with
absolutely horrible. It is actually comical now because it's like I don't even know what people want anymore. On guys' side, they'll be like, girls are bops these days, blah, 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 blah. On girls' side, we're like, they're not even showing interest at all in anything. I personally think the whole dating to marry thing went way too far, and that's probably what a lot of it has to do with. Because now everyone doesn't want to put a label on anything because they're like, well, I don't want to get too serious and like, I don't know if you're one I want to marry. Well, yeah, you shouldn't know that before you're dating someone. In my mind, I'm like, the whole point of dating someone is to get to know them. It doesn't mean you have to like tie yourself down for life. Like for me, I just don't have the energy to talk to multiple people, to date multiple people. But like if I'm pursuing one person, I'm going to be pursuing them. But I'm not like, we don't have to start talking about marriage on the first date or anything like that.
Theo, what's your thoughts on this lady's comments here in terms of why dating is so bad for her, why men aren't showing interest, her frustrations here? What's going on with the modern Western woman in 2024, like her?
This is well-deserved. This is exactly...
By the way, the guy at the bottom is the one that said I need to read the Constitution before I can comment on
Yeah,
culture.
that's Phil Walker.
Yeah, apparently none of y'all have read the Constitution. Roy, you haven't read the Constitution in the Philippines. James, you haven't read the Turkish Constitution.
I haven't done it, man.
But none of y'all know what the hell y'all talking about because y'all haven't read the Constitution. So apparently all y'all's words are null and void.
Yeah, y'all need to get the fuck off the panel because you ain't read the goddamn Constitution. I'm tired of this bullshit. But what I wanted to respond to what she was saying. The reason why I say it's BS is because one, she falls under the attractive bracket. Not exactly my type, but she is attractive. She is not an ugly woman, and there's a whole lot of men, and I mean a whole lot of men, who would absolutely love to have this girl as their girlfriend. So the fact that she's saying she's not getting attention, no. It's the fact that she's saying she's not getting attention to the select few. The ones that get like 40 and 50 swipes a day.
Yeah,
or
that
100.
0.1% that she's attracted to, right? That 0.1% or whatever it is.
That
she's
0.1%. That's what she goes to the she gets clubs, she goes to the clubs, and the guys in the VIP are not picking her. And then what she does, she leaves and says, "Okay, men are not paying attention to me anymore." That's what women do.
Yeah.
And
I
for
think
him to
she
say-
it's also bullshit too, my opinion, because yeah, she might be focused on one guy, but she got that one other guy in the back of her head as the plan B option in case this plan A doesn't work. In my opinion, a lot of women are like that. Not all, but some women are like that. If they are beautiful and pretty and they have options, like high status men have options.
That or
Beautiful women have. Yeah,
making herself available, like she's not putting herself out there. Because I mean,
The other thing I wanted,
she's not ugly, so
yeah, she's not ugly, but still, what I've said is well deserved. Well deserved. I mean, I don't understand why there's no value in him saying that because he knows that she's only talking about the select 1%. She's not saying that he's responding like she's saying no men want her now. It's like, still, you know that girl, if she wants a man, she can get a man. As a matter of fact, she has a phone full of phone numbers she can just call and get put to sleep. He knows that. She still has that. Her sexual market value is still up there. It's just that she can't get the 0.1% of men that she wants. Tall, wealthy, all the sixes.
Yeah, and she can't wait till she's 40, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I'm 40 years old. I'm still single, never been married, and never had kids." That's a big red flag for guys my age, 49 years old. If I'm trying to date somebody that's 38 and never had kids or married, depends on the situation, but still you're second guessing her as an option as a future relationship if you want. That's my opinion. If you're 20, if you're dating a 20-year-old and she's never been married and never had kids, then you look at it differently if somebody's older. So I think a lot of women they're more focused on careers and stuff like that. But if you go to other countries, which I know of, some cultures, they focus on careers, but a lot of cultures do not. It's all about family and etc. So
when I was swiping in Germany on Bumble,
hold on, Jay.
Go ahead. I guess my mind. Go ahead, Bobby.
I think that
like this shit is like reviewing videos like this is a waste of fucking time. Because most of the time, the shit that chicks say is absolute nonsense. Like we all made points like, yo, her DMs is probably full of a bunch of random dudes trying to take her out. She got a bunch of orders in her phone. So she's just complaining because she can't get the top 10%. And by people reviewing this, like, oh, you see, this is what's wrong. Like, what does this prove? Like, who cares? Like, do something constructive, bro. Because then they'll do the flip side of this. They would do the flip side of this, and they would have like a Thai girl come over here. Oh, like we love black guys. And they're like, oh, see, this is why you need to be in fucking Thailand right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, you go where you're marketed well, right? You go where you're marketed well, right?
Bobby just cooked them.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying like this, both sides of the coins is a waste of time. Like it doesn't prove anything. We already know the West is fucked up. You know you can do better overseas. Why do you keep making videos about this shit like every fucking day? Like, what is this gonna prove?
Yeah,
that's just my
nothing.
But yeah,
It's not gonna prove anything.
It's really bad, bro. Like I was in America for like 3 weeks before I came to Brazil. I was in Poland and then I was in America for like 3 weeks before I came here, and just like how dry it was for me. Like when I got back was crazy. Like I had went out a few times or whatever. Like I would meet girls, but a lot of them, the ones that were, genuinely I thought had interest for, had boyfriends or whatever in relationships. But the other ones, I felt like I was like, damn, I'm messaging too much. Like it's just like I feel like I'm chasing shit. Like it's just like it's like when you are somewhere and you don't have to do that, and then you go back to somewhere and you feel like you've got to do this chasing bullshit. And then now I'm in Brazil and it's just like, bro, it's just, I don't know why it's so bad back home. I don't know why it is, but it's fucked up out there. So like, people are going to be single for a long time.
If I know, I know.
Yes.
Briefly, like introduce yourself.
Good looking, smile, and good take care, do everything. You don't need to do anything. I will do everything for you.
I didn't know that. Where you from?
Thailand.
Do you like to drink?
Not too much. I like to talk and dance, like have a quality time together more.
What's your favorite?
So she like to talk and dance. That's what y'all getting.
A drink.
Cocktail.
So that's
Let
a
me
working
tell you
girl.
something. That is
So
a
that's
bar
work-
girl.
That's a working girl, yeah.
It's a bar girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Good Thai girls do not talk like that.
And they don't wear that.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't do that.
Yeah,
That's
they don't
they
dress like
don't
that either.
roll like that. All right, guys. One more time. Good Thai women do not roll. They don't even want to hang out with. They might be friends with her, but they're not gonna hang out with her. They can't hang out with her. They would cringe. If one of her good Thai girlfriends was hanging with her, she'd be like, she would scurry away. She'd be like, no, I don't know. It's okay. No. Okay? They don't roll like that. You can't go up on them and spit some ill game. They will look at you like you are crazy. You got to be nice, sweet, respectful. Make her laugh, make her chuckle, make her smile. All that little stuff that they say is cornball, little weak, little bringing roses and stuff like that. They say corny. That's what they like. That's what good Thai girls like. Be clean shaven and smell good and be very, very, very respectful. That's how you get them.
Wow.
Feminine.
Wow.
That's femininity.
So,
feminine women like that.
Woman
kind of
here
stuff.
from Thailand, right? Who looks like she's every dude's dream, right?
Oh my God.
Oh my
That's a
God.
lie.
Yo,
That's a lie.
please.
That's a lie.
Please. I'm done. I can't do this
Lord
shit.
have mercy.
Please, bro.
Put a one in the chat if
Can
that's
you
your
stop
dream.
glazing? Bro. All right. Yo, Austin, let me talk right quick. Son. Can I talk right quick?
Just skating.
Go ahead.
Take over the show, Bobby.
Son, why do they be glazing these basic ass chicks? Like, yo, what is this, bro? Like, this chick is not even I would even give her probably like a 4 or 3. She's not even a 5 in Thailand. And dudes get all excited. Oh, she says she like brothers or whatever. She says she like white dudes. And dudes get excited and they use this to proclamate to the world, oh, we need to go to Thailand. Bro, this is how you know dudes don't be getting pussy. Like, if you get excited for this, shit, you know you're not getting no burn in most countries. Or in most countries, you probably mess with freelancers.
Can I
Easy.
say something? Kid Greg.
There's no way.
Kid Greg.
I always say when when I was in the military, my sergeant say, when you walk into the club and all of a sudden the pretty girl starts showing up, you know you're too drunk. So I mean, it doesn't matter. You could probably have 5 drinks and all of a sudden she looks pretty good after a while for guys who are using her for those reasons where she works.
She don't even got no ass.
I will give her this. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Everyone's saying 4 and everything.
She's got a nice smile.
Her face is cute. I like her hair, and her skin is amazing from the video. And I like those things. I really appreciate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not right up in her face. But from the what she looks like, she's got very beautiful hair, very nice skin. I love her cute little face and her skin. So I'm not gonna lie. But she is kind of tiny. I don't really go for tiny girls. I like women who are like tall. I'm talking about like 5'8", 5'9", thick. Not thick, but like track runner thick.
Yeah, body.
But okay, James, let me ask you this then, James, because you've been to Thailand. I lived in Thailand.
Yes.
Give her a rating. You said she's a 5.
From what I'm looking at right there, I'll say right now she's like I'll say like a easy 5 because I like those features.
But
I'm
talking
about the way she. What's up?
Sorry.
In Thailand, you give her a 5? With all the bad chicks that's in Thailand, you give her a 5. Because you know
but
there's
I'm not
bad
right.
chicks
I'm
in
not
Thailand.
quality wise, overall, by the way she's speaking, I give her a 3.
Yeah, she sounds like a bar girl. It sounds like they in Pattaya somewhere or Phuket.
That is a bar girl. She's a 3. You know what I'm saying? And
That's what I'm saying.
the reason it's a
Go
tie,
ahead.
but keep in mind, I'm saying a tie 5. But I'm just going on like the way she looks in the video, just those features right there. I like that hair. I like that her cute face and the hair right there. You know what I'm saying? That's and when I say my 5 is what I would would I be willing to just like, okay, yeah, I'll hang out with you for a while. However, Bobby, I've seen an international 10 in Thailand, and she was pure Thai. I tell people about it all the time. I saw her in my gym. She was literally breathtaking, man. She was gorgeous, but she was married. I did not get anywhere with this girl, you know. But she was in my gym while I was living out in Thailand. I said, man, I didn't even know they had girls of that caliber in Thailand.
Do they
Now,
got some curvy
how does
chicks
that
out
girl
there?
right there? How does that girl right there measure up to her? She's like a 2. Maybe
Are there
max
curvy women in Thailand?
Yo,
yes, there are. Absolutely.
yo, James, come on, let's keep it a buck. That girl that's on screen right now is the warm up. That's the girl that approached you at the club trying to get at you. That's not the chick that
Quality
you
wise, yeah.
I wouldn't
Those
approach
are
her in
facts.
Thailand. Like,
That's a fact.
come on, like, and most likely she's a bar girl. And this is another thing I hate about what they do. They find like the most raunchy, like either like the chick's a pro or she probably trying to sell something or try to get off the fucking island. Like usually in the Philippines, they go into like the rural area where chicks are poor and barely got any money, and then interview them. Of course they're gonna be like, yeah, whatever it takes to get out the fucking bushes. And that's no disrespect to the Philippines. I love the Philippines and all that. But they always find these chicks that have compromised values, compromised morale, and like, okay, yo, do you love brothers or do you love white men or do you love foreigners? And they use them as example. They don't go to the chicks who are like getting money, that's bad as hell. Like you said, the chicks that like, yo, if you really seen them, they probably not even going to acknowledge you for this fucking interview. They always find the bottom of the barrel and they use that as like, okay, this is what you can get, and dudes get excited. Why can't we improve our standards of like, yo, I want the 8, I want the 9, I want the 10. I don't want the bottom of the barrel bitch that no Thai dude wants or no Filipino dude wants. Because this is what they always advertise. It's always the bottom of the barrel. You never seen like a super, super bad chick. Well, I haven't seen a video yet, one of these dudes. Maybe y'all have. But I've never seen a video where there's a super, super bad chick who got her shit together and like, oh yes, look, I love brothers. I want them to come here now.
Nope.
I think
ain't no good
Sorry,
Thai
can I
girl
say
gonna
something?
sit there and have a conversation about what race
Hey,
of
there
men.
are
Like,
in Brazil
that's just,
though.
they don't do that.
Not about here.
Those women don't do that. Those girls don't do that. They're not gonna do that. They probably won't even interview you. You ask them something like, and if they understand that you're saying, "Do you like black guys?" She's gonna be very uncomfortable with you asking her that. But this girl right here is gonna say, "Yeah, I like black guys." Why? Because she's selling it. She's selling herself, man. She's selling herself. Of course, she's gonna say whatever she's gonna look at you. You're black. You ask her that. She's gonna be like, "Yeah, I like black guys." And if you were white, you say, "Do you like white guys?" "Yeah, I like white guys." That's that's Thailand. That soy 6 kind of personality is not Thai women. Yet that's what everyone's. That's what everyone experienced. That's what you see all
ready
over
to please
YouTube.
her man. Okay, she's bubbly, she's funny, she's smiling. Okay, I know you're a huge fan of Thailand. I think you mentioned that you prefer Thailand women over Japanese chicks. And I know you love your Japanese chicks, right? I'm guessing when you see a clip like this, Phil, right? That's the reason why you put Thai chicks over Japanese chicks with a woman like this, right? Keep it with me, Phil. Don't come up with some.
Remember, Japanese mothers educate their daughters how to please husbands. So, yeah, Japanese women are gonna come prepared. That being stated, Thai women are even further than Japanese women, and they're definitely more exotic, and they're just fun. I would just say that they're hyper feminine. So I love their femininity. I loved how they treated me. I loved making out with them. Like, I got it straight out, keep it 100%. They were amazing. I was crazy about them. If you guys are in this room right now, the pinup woman that I have right in front of me is Thai. To this day, she is the most beautiful woman that I have ever seen in my life. Yeah, I would if I had the opportunity to marry her, I would do it in a second. Boom, right then and there. She's hot. She's totally gorgeous. It's a preference, I can think. That's it. They are just very fun. I like Thai women quite a bit.
So would you say
I got
the
a-
ideal
I got a
woman for you
brother,
would be a half Thai, half Japanese woman, best of both worlds, right? Did you come across that in Japan? And were they checking for brothers? Did they like black men?
They like black men. Oh God, yeah.
Oh man.
I
What
There is
James?
no extra for black men. There's no extra. Theo?
Yeah, they putting dubs on it.
There's no extra. Those days are over. Don't be
What
showing
is-
up in
what
some country as a black dude thinking you're gonna get extra.
What does hyper feminine
Yeah, they selling dreams,
even
bro.
mean?
They always selling dreams. That's their thing. I don't know why I don't know why you listen to half of these dudes. Like,
They
number one, like
pimps,
half
bro.
of
They
these dudes don't
pimps.
travel like that. They can't even show you receipts of them being in the country dating women there. Why the fuck would you even listen to them? Like, but I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm
I
just a
will
hater.
give.
I don't know.
I do like International Passport's channel. I really think he should interview Austin. I think it'd be crazy. I think it'd be dope. And one of the reasons why is because how he phrases his channel. He does have a lot of dudes that have been to all kinds of countries, and they all have stories. They tell their own stories, and I think this channel's dope for that. I don't really see a lot of people doing that. They just straight up get on a channel, interview, tell me about your time. But some of them have gaslit. Some of it has gaslit him, and I think you could tell. He doesn't try to challenge you on a gaslight. He just asks questions, tell it. He doesn't challenge nobody. Just tell your story, whatever, and that's it. Just do it. Doesn't try to do no Fox News style interview or a me style interview. You just tell your story, and that's it. So his channel was good for that. However, there's a lot of gaslighting that Theo was doing. And plus, what he's talking about, this girl right here, he's saying the exotic. I give him that. Thai women have this complexion. No other Asian women got that, except if you go to like Vietnam, but more so Cambodia, right? Cambodia.
They tan well in the sun.
Yeah, Vietnam and Thailand. But Thai women have the best complexion. To that
Oh,
complexion, right, like it ain't no joke, man. I love it.
Honestly, I think Austin is in a different caliber than that guy. There's no point. I think Austin is a completely different caliber,
Yeah,
and
fitness. Yeah.
he's in a completely different caliber. What this guy's preaching just doesn't make sense. Hyper femininity, all that nonsense. Like, I don't even know who uses that language, like in real life.
No, that's real.
Some
Though. I
YouTube
mean,
nonsense.
there are some women that are a whole lot more feminine than others, for
Yeah,
sure.
there's some.
I mean, you can find that even in the United States. But he's talking about. I think he's just fetishizing them. Honestly,
I think it's the person who just
it's all
I
a
think this person
fetish.
just likes Asian women a lot, and so he's just kind of putting dubs on it. But
He has a fetish for Asian women, not a. I think it's a fetish.
Yeah,
He has said that. He literally
quick.
admitted that he had a
Let me say this
fetish.
right quick.
It's all a fetish. That's why these guys, all they talk about is just sex.
Good. All right, let me say this because I watched a video with Theo before. I'm not attacking Theo. I'm not attacking IP. Theo does get some good information for dudes who want to get IT. IP says the same thing, but the thing is, they make it sound like your ass could just show up and do whatever the fuck you want in these countries, like, and they never have any pushback. They never show you any receipts, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are gonna say all this shit, like, okay, Thailand is popping. I've been to Thailand. You can see me moving around Thailand. I've been to different countries. You can see me around. I'll tell you the good and the bad. You're not just gonna give somebody the good stuff, and then when they get there and the bitch screw them over, and then he's looking at you like, yo, bro, what the fuck? I thought you said it was all good, all gravy. Oh, nah. Like, why would you just glaze? Just give both stories. Don't just say, okay, these chicks are amazing, blah, blah, blah. Like, the chicks are all right, but you got to have your game together. You got to know how to cold approach or whatever game you're using social game, because motherfuckers like to say that. I ain't going to go there. Social game or whatever. Instagram game, cold approaching. You got to have that together. And you still got to be attractive as a man. You can't be 300 pounds and show up because you see these dudes like, yo, you just show up there, you're going to be good. But half of these motherfuckers are not even shaped that you're talking to on YouTube, and they're going to go there and they're going to either end up with a bar girl or basically just paying for the pussy. And then I'm like, yo, what was the point of all that? But I don't
In
know.
my
Oh, so you gonna play the
in my
next video?
experience, the dudes
Yeah,
who
yeah.
talk like that and get that excited are normally the ones who are paying for it, and they've been shown a good time because they're paying for it. And so, like, but in my
He
experience,
can
when
afford it.
I've been
Dude
at a
makes a lot of money.
right,
I think all these guys are just running away from blackness. They're just
Nah,
trying to run away from being black. Like
Y'all
they're trying to
come my
find
way.
something
Oh,
totally
no,
different.
Leave me alone.
Most importantly, a godly man is always before whatever color they are.
Godly black.
It's godly first, then black.
Y'all can come my way.
All y'all white men, leave me alone. Most importantly, a godly man is always.
So do y'all think the black chicks in the States actually love us or not?
I think they have a hate on for us out in the States. And the reason why is because when they usually, when they go for brothers, they keep going for the dudes that are ignorant. And then when they get ran over by them, they turn around and judge all of us by the little group of ignorance that they all end up dating.
right.
And the proof that this is, they all talk about, remember that girl that said that other black men need to step our game up because the dudes in prison are getting all the girls?
Right.
He's sitting in prison. They got like the baddest girls like on lives just lined up trying to talk to him, sending pictures, letters and stuff like that. These are facts. It really does happen. That we need to step our game up and compete with them. I'm like, what exactly is it about our game that we need to step up? And these women, these are the garbage is what they're dating, and then they judge all men by the garbage that they date, and that's how black men are being judged.
But then also it's because those are the type of men that the women are exposed to. So
in the United
can
States,
you really judge them?
Yeah,
so, but decent black men are being judged by the garbage black men that they're dating.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
all got kids by this little handful of dirt dudes, and then they turn away from those dudes and then come at us with the heat. While those dudes are sitting over the back, sitting over there smoking an L, while some other guy's paying the child support, laughing his ass off. That's the reality.
That's why black men just go to Africa, man. For real. Just go to Africa.
Whoa, they'll get you in Africa too, man. So watch it. It ain't all peaches.
I've been to 10 countries in Africa so far.
I've
been to 10 countries
I
in
recommend you
Africa
go to
so
Africa.
far.
I'm in Africa right now, bro. Listen, I'm in Africa right now. I'm in Uganda.
I'm going
It's
to
good.
South Africa
I
next month.
recommend it. I recommend it, but don't come over here thinking like it's all with your eyes wide open, like it's a candy store. You should always be on your P's and Q's. So you always vet the women. I would never sell you fucking dreams. Because you gotta remember,
it's okay.
Africa, money is scarce here.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm half Kenyan, half South African, so I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would just say it. Just go to Africa. Have all these motherfuckers coming over here, and then they're gonna get got, and they're gonna blame you or some shit like that.
Africa is no joke, but in terms of like this subject that you guys are talking about, like, nah, race is such an important topic, like, that you guys bring up. For real. Yeah.
I mean, you can find. Look, listen. You can find good women everywhere. It just depends on what you're looking for. Like, if you like black chicks, I like Africa. Like, I just like how their body types. Like, the body types in Africa are ridiculous. So it's like they don't even have to go to the gym. They would just be on point. So, but yeah, you might be into Asian chicks, so you go to Thailand. You can go to Cambodia. You might be into Latin chicks, so you go to Brazil and Colombia. You can find good chicks everywhere. But the most important thing that men should work on is like yourself. Become the best version of yourself, and then from there, the women should follow. If you get your money right, get your fitness right, get your social skills right, the women should follow. But yeah, the States, and I would say this about the States. The States is kind of off the walls, but it's kind of designed to be like that. It's kind of like a social spirit. Like, it's designed to be like that. It's not a reason. It's not like a coincidence that this shit's happened. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
I think it's in the States, it's more so you have a hard time meeting a chick that's gonna genuinely like you for you, instead of like looking to see like what you can do for them first, and then they decide if they want to like you or not. Like my experience traveling, like I meet a lot more women who genuinely want to get to know me and like me for me. It's not like you have to try to, it doesn't take a whole lot to try to impress them. They're appreciative of the little things, you know what I mean? So
we let's look at the last video real quick. We're gonna look at the last video.
My style, Austin. They're copying me now. They're copying my style, Austin.
Hey, he is hilarious, man. I gotta close out with some comedy.
hey, I fuck with Floyd, man. I like Floyd. Floyd cool dude, man. He funny as shit.
It kind of remind me of Mike Tyson.
Clips. We catch Floyd being Floyd. We
Floyd
actually
does well with women
learn
because
a little more information.
You don't try to be nobody else.
Motivation or intelligence, that's the issue. Well, learning a new language is difficult for me because I have mental disabilities. As I said before, people don't believe me, but I have learning disabilities. I'm very slow. It's people don't want to believe me. I don't care. I can admit that I'm slow. Like I can admit it. I have my flaws. Okay. I can't learn like you guys. Y'all might learn language in a month. It'll take me a year to learn another language. Like it's hard for me to learn another language. I don't have it up there. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? If you don't make fun of me because I'm mentally disabled, that's on you. But I don't care. I own it, and I work with what I got. I care about your well-being. Like I know y'all might not like me, but I would hate to hear that something happened to Travel Mania, or something happened to Studio Mark, or something happened to KG. I would hate for something to happen to Will, even though Will doesn't like me from time to time. I would hate to see something happen to Sosalona. I don't want to be on the news. I don't want to hear on the news Sosalona got drugged by a Colombian chick. Will got drugged by a Colombian chick. I don't want to hear that. We may not see eye to eye on some things, and me and Will actually we might not be the best on things, but I don't want to see nothing happen to them. You know what I mean? I want you guys to be safe. I want you guys to be happy. I want you guys to be well. I want you guys to go over and say, my whole point of this channel is to show you guys that there's hope. A lot of guys can crop a video together. I like to go live on YouTube. People are copying me now. They're copying my style. Austin. I'm just playing Austin. I know you're probably like, this thing always talking shit about me, bro. This thing always talking shit. I'm gonna Austin like, I'm gonna have to beat his ass. When I see him again, I'm like, nah, I'm just joking, man. Do your thing, man. There's nothing wrong with going live. Go live every day. But people like, no, you always throwing shots at Austin. Nah, trust me, me and Austin talk. We throw shots at each other all the time, bro. If you think that's gonna break us up, something wrong with you. Me and Austin, we do way worse behind the scenes, man. So don't even go about that. Appreciate the
God damn, how you doing? Looking great. I ain't gonna lie. Come on, bro.
Months in South America, didn't get tired of being able to communicate with the people and the females? You felt embarrassed at times. Yes, it does. I'm not gonna say Jake Jeffrey. I'm gonna tell you this right now. It does get annoying not knowing the language. I'm not gonna lie. It gets annoying not knowing the language sometimes. Like you be in there, you're like, damn, bro. I gotta learn the language. Damn. Like, what the fuck did she just say? And you got this chick yelling, and she's yelling at you. You don't understand what she's saying. You're like, huh? And you speaking a language, all you're hearing is that's what you're comprehending. You're not understanding. When you can't understand it, it's like you don't understand what she's saying. You don't understand what she's saying. In my mind, when you speak a different language, all I'm hearing is that's what I hear. I can't translate that. I don't mean to be real disrespectful. I'm just telling you, I cannot translate that language. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why do you refuse to get a job? I don't. No matter which way you use it. Okay. People always try to say I'm not grateful for super chats. I'm very grateful for super chats. Very grateful for super chats. And I'm very excited about it. You know what I mean? Appreciate the $50, Charmania. I really do. I do understand about that. I will work on that. And this live will not be pirate. I promise you. I could crap myself on this live stream. We're gonna stay public. We're gonna stay public on this. As long as I know why I'm the prize. Let me show you why I'm the prize. Let me show you why I'm the prize. Why? Let me show you why I'm the prize. Because the fact that I can travel, that I can leave the country when I want, I can leave the United States when I want to, and be happy. While you are miserable. No, I don't have a job. I have a job. I don't. So, done playing. As long as I know why I'm the prize. Let me show you why I'm the prize. Let me show you why I'm the prize. Why? Let me show you why I'm the prize. Because the fact that I can travel, that I can leave the country when I want, I can leave the United States when I want to, when I want, and be happy. While you are miserable. No, I don't have a job. She has a job. I don't. So, I'm done playing. I'm the prize.
Yeah, this is the funniest.
Hold on, I got one more.
Like, I ain't gonna hold you.
I got one more. I got one more,
bullying,
then I gotta
we're not
go.
bullying Floyd. We're enjoying his content.
Floyd just crashed out.
The disrespect. The disrespect. No respect. No respect. Let me see what she's saying now. Hold on. Let me see what she's saying. It's too late. I'm already bringing somebody over me. It's too fucking late, you stupid ass bitch. Hola. Well, fuck you too then, bitch.
Oh, shit.
So he's a wild boy.
That's
Yo.
that's
all
what
I
it
can
is.
Crap.
The disrespect. The disrespect. No respect. No respect. Let me see what she's saying now. Hold on. Let me see what she's saying. It's too late. I'm already bringing somebody over me. It's too fucking late, you stupid ass bitch.
That hairline, yo.
Hola.
Oh, that shit will be forever funny, man. That
Hey,
shit will be forever funny.
The first videos I saw of Austin was when he was traveling with Floyd, and I was like, yeah, man.
Daisy's running around on Twitter right now.
Like
Well, not right now. Earlier today.
You said what?
Yo, man.
All right, we got WG says Floyd 2.0.
Floyd 2.0. First of all, I don't stay in rat trap, roach-infested homes. That's the first thing, fool.
Oh,
The second thing is I haven't asked or begged for any donations. I don't even have a YouTube channel. I barely have an Instagram. Third thing is clown. You see my girl? It ain't a rent-a-girl. She's an American, something that most of you clowns can't get. That's why you fly to the DR in Medellin and all this other shit, rat trap, crime-infested places, because you can't get no bitches except in places like that. You see me on live crying about, oh, this girl blew me off, and oh, this girl wouldn't, she gave me her WhatsApp, and she's not responding. Ninja.
Oh shit. Hold on. I got from over here. I got one more, and then I gotta go. One more. This is the peso man. Hold on, shit, I can't even find it now. I ain't gonna lie, man. Peso man to talk shit about me and my mom, but that dude is fucking hilarious.
Nigga can barely speak English. But yeah, like I said, I'm irrelevant. You know, nigga, you irrelevant, nigga. You niggas fear me. Y'all fear me because I'm telling the truth. Oh, he's dick policing. Man, I don't care about who you fucking. I've said this hundreds of times. I do not care if you banging prostitutes. I can care less. I can care less if you banging regular girls. I can care less if you... Hell, I can care less if you sleeping with men. Hell, I can care less if you're sleeping with children. I don't care. I don't care what the fuck you doing with your dick. What I care about is you niggas out here bragging on your dick. You niggas out here running a false narrative. I'm gonna say that again. You niggas out here bragging on your dick.
Hold on, that's not the part I'm trying to play. Hold on. But Peso man said it before me. They selling dreams, man.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah, I hear bragging on your dick.
Tell you something, BMT, your bitch ass. Yeah, I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga. You've been exposed by No Excuse Entertainment. You've been exposed by me, and you probably been exposed by other people too. That probably hasn't given their testimony yet, nigga. I told you once, I told you twice, nigga. Pull up, nigga. Pull up, you weak ass, scary ass bitch. I'm on your neck, nigga, and you still won't respond because you a coward ass nigga. You a cowardly ass nigga. Want somebody else to do your dirty work. That's what you are. You a user. I don't see why anybody go on your channel to interview, because all you trying to do is use them. You just using them. Won't help them. Using them. That's all you are. You a fucking user. You a sloppy ass user ass nigga. That's what you are, nigga. Like I said, bitch. And stay off my motherfucking channel, bitch. Stay off my motherfucking channel, nigga. I don't go on your channel and come in. Don't come on mine and come in, bitch.
Man, he say some shit that'll make you whoop his ass when you see him.
They bringing street beefs to Brazil. Hell nah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, man, it's too much sunshine and good vibes out here for all that bullshit.
Well, y'all, I gotta head out. We need to bring Peso Man back, though. He can make some more videos, even about me.
I always find it interesting when people say, I don't care about this, I don't care about that, but they're literally, the fact that they're saying I don't care about it and talking about it and mentioning it on a video, wasting their time, proves that you do care about it.
Right.
I mean, you come up to me and say, I don't care about your jeans. That means you care about my jeans. Thanks for the compliment. Now fuck off.
Floyd, call in. You just showed up in the chat. Where you want to go eat it?
Floyd.
Floyd in the chat.
Floyd, what it do?
Floyd mad because we was playing his video.
Man, that shit was funny.
That shit, I watched that video every day. I watched that video every day for like 3 months.
Oh yeah. I ain't talked to Floyd in a minute. Yo, Floyd, you should come on, man. I ain't talked to you in a minute, man. It's a long time since I talked to Floyd.
It's too late.
It is. It's too late, bitch. You stupid ass bitch. Fuck. Fuck you want me to come on for, you stupid ass bitch?
Man, come on.
My favorite part was when he approached those girls and he says, fuck you. You know, he just turned around and went on his way.
He said, well, fuck you too then, bitch.
Florida's like a young, angry Dolomite.
Hey, but I will say this, man, that guy has confidence. I mean, he can, I've seen it where he doesn't care. He'll approach any woman.
He will.
Any woman he's attracted to.
Yeah,
that's what women are attracted to. Yeah,
that's what you got to do when you travel abroad. Because if you waiting to meet girls doing the dating app shit, you're gonna be waiting forever. You got to go out and get out your comfort zone. And cold approach. You have to, even if you by yourself without a wingman, you got to, because you're not gonna have a good experience if you're just trying to use dating apps.
Yeah, I'm always against dating apps. I always want to get out in the streets and talk to people.
Yeah, you got to, man.
I mean, just talking to people in general, you're gonna have a better trip, like, because you get knowledge. Like, you're not gonna find all the information, the most recent information on the internet. Right. So talking to chicks, even if you ain't giving a number, you could just use like, this is one of the tricks. I'm gonna give y'all some free game, y'all. Even if you talk to some chicks and for whatever reason they shut you down and they're not even trying to like go anywhere, you can still befriend them and bring them around as like your entourage. So you show pre-selection. That's an easy hack right there. Easy hack right there. If y'all not doing that, I don't know what y'all doing.
And this is game right here, man. If you come to Brazil, wherever you go, if there's a beach and you go on by yourself and you got your backpack or something, you find a group of girls that's on the beach and you just be like, hey, you mind if I'm not from here. You mind if I keep my bag with y'all while I get in the water? And of course you want to do it with somebody that's like right by the water so you can still look.
I did that in Hawaii.
Right. I do that every single day. When I first got here, every single day I went to the beach, I would just find a new group of chicks, be like, hey, y'all mind watching my bag? And every day I would meet different females.
There's a lot of things that work, and the group concept works too. That frat boy style stuff. Everybody got love and respect for each other. Women are attracted to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do because with us, somebody's going to be a hater. It only takes one. You can fuck it up for everybody. We have a culture of haters among our ranks, and it's
Did you
bad.
see that?
It's bad.
Yeah.
Comment. Did you see that comment though? Floyd was cold approaching, speaking Tagalog in Vietnam, then told her to fuck off in English. That's funny as heck.
But yeah, man, there's a lot of things that there's a lot of things that work. I mean, go back in the day and look at that guy Mystery and everything. You know, I always like going back to those dudes because I was so blown away by the crazy stuff that actually worked for him.
Yeah, but